come on in so I can get back to where we were after an attempted sabotage here. Crazy. I hate y'all. And I'm going to deal with y'all once and for all because I'm sick of y'all. Welcome back. This is actually a part two to the live that we were just doing. When the trolls didn't work, they absolutely sabotaged my channel. You know how I can tell by now when they're sabotaging? Because it'll glitch out really quick. It'll say reconnecting really quick. When I'm having a connectivity issue, it'll say reconnecting, and it'll be an attempt to reconnect. When they are sabotaging the live, it'll just be a really quick reconnecting and then it'll go away. So it's like they zap the channel to disconnect the live and then leave it alone. But I'm going to continue, and then I'm going to read the sabotage just now, and I'm going to deliver all the messages that I came to deliver tonight because they're important. 1 second, just let me bite my strawberry and let y'all get back in here. You know, I didn't even have 300 views in that live. For the past 2 or 3 weeks, I might not get 500 or 600 views in a whole live, and I'll be on here for hours, at least 2 hours. And I have over 3.5K subscribers. So it seems as though only my subscribers are being able to see subscribers and trolls. So, anyways, we ended off with this Queen of Pentacles in Vlad's outcome. If you guys are just joining this live for the first time, please watch the first part of this. It's titled the same thing, and then you'll see you'll see it glitch abruptly. Let's see who this Queen of Pentacles is. I'm so glad that they decided to sabotage my live when the trolls didn't work, because they were in here trolling. I didn't pay them any attention. I didn't read y'all what they were saying, but they were definitely in here trolling. And it's great because I have a message for you, not y'all, you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's why I'm reading Marina Abramovic, because I have a message for y'all. Move. Viewers, y'all move your heads. You. Mm-hmm. Spirit said, be an oracle today. Tell them. Spirit said, tell them. I said, say less. You know, I don't mind choosing violence the day after love. I'm a Libra. Love and war. So after I get to the lovey-dovey shit, let's get to business. Who is this Queen of Pentacles, and why is it in DJ Vlad's outcome? Is it Beyonce or is that Lady Luna? It's Beyonce. She did lose a lot of followers, and she's noticed. Her and her team have noticed the fall off. So she, in my opinion, will do something to try to gain everybody back. 10 million? This is the 20 card, 2 10s. So, ideal mule. She notices that people have fallen out of grace and she's lost a lot of support. So she's going to give you guys something or do something. It's Beyonce. Music, probably. It's what she does best. This is a Virgo. This is a musician. A Virgo musician. Oh, she gonna pop out. She gonna pop out. real big, real bright, because y'all don't like her no more. And she has to overshadow the sun. She has to shine brighter than any of this. The problem is, Beyonce hasn't seen the writings on the wall. I couldn't help myself. If you had stayed with the OG Destiny's Child, you would have seen the writings on the wall. Because Latoya and Latavia would have told you. Them was your OG friends, so they didn't care about what Michelle cares about. They was going to keep it 100 with you. Mm-hmm. And Matthew said, nope, we need followers. We need girls that don't mind sucking up to Beyonce because they have self-esteem issues. And walks Kelly. And walks goddamn Michelle. Farrah, she felt like she was hot shit. She came in like, yeah, she cute, but bitch, do y'all see me? And she had to get the fuck on. So Beyonce will pop out so that she can overshadow and draw you all back in. Everybody that left her, that dumped her, she wants to glitch in alive again. Can y'all hear me right now? I'm gonna move on. God dang. Can y'all hear me? Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right, Liv, it's just you glitching this time. For a second, I buffered. They over there scrambling. Ooh, finger on the trigger right now. Jesus. So that's the Vlad situation. My God, let me just move on. Cause y'all gonna really try to glitch my live when I get to Marina. And then my message for the witches right after that. Actually, this whole live, I said I'm choosing violence today. Pastor McNutt, get your ass in here. Who is Pastor McNutt, you say? Yeah, like no bias. Did y'all enjoy those last two Beyonce albums? Do y'all replay it? So, because I am an OG, like fan of Beyonce's music, since Destiny's Child days, and I'm talking about Get on the Bus Destiny's Child days. That was a song they had. I would have to say I don't like the era that Beyonce is in now. I think it lacks creative soul. I think she is so big now that now she can only create out of a God complex because she can't relate to anything human anymore. And so the soul is missing out of her music because she does not relate to the masses or to humanity. She's very isolated. She lives a very elite life. And so nobody can relate with that anymore except for her friends, her other rich friends. And they're not going to buy it because you they entertainment. So I would have to say the last one I really, really thoroughly enjoyed was Lemonade because that had African traditional spirituality in it. And she was hurt. She was hurt, so she was in pain. There was soul there. That's the last time we could relate because she made up with her husband. She tried it with Black is King, but Oshun said, girl, sit down. Because when I showed up for you, what did you do? Oshun said, I didn't stay with Shango. Yeah, I might have took him for my sister, but once I realized he was a hot ass mess and my sister wasn't just tripping because she wasn't as pretty as me, I ain't stay that nigga. I'm Oshun. I am queen, goddess of fertility, creativity, abundance. She said, I tried to put you in the basket like Moses and carry you on downstream so that you could be picked up by royalty, but you decided to stay there in slavery and bondage. So Oshun and the rest of the Orisha said, girl, we not finna get you rich off of Black is King because we see right through you. I'm telling y'all, the spirits are not with the shit anymore, which is why I tagged a message to the witches on here because I saved that. They said the only reason the world is falling like it is and not being able to get up is because y'all ain't picking it up. Y'all know I pick shit up over here. Lemonade was the last. To me, that's my opinion about Bianca. All right, Pastor McNutt. Did y'all hear about that pastor? Um, and his wife, who were allegedly, the husband, the pastor McNutt, was allegedly abusing one or both of the two young men that he legally raises, not biologically, but legally raises. And then when the accusations came out from one of the boys, they got on live and kind of forced the boy to recant. Although the boy did not say a word, they spent the whole time. Now, if y'all look at my thumbnail, I chose the thumbnail because it shows the Pastor McNutt doing all the talking. The boy sitting in the middle, straight face, no expressions, no emotions other than I'm over it. And the mama, she's sitting there with the eyes closed, trying to make herself believe what her husband was saying, trying to make herself believe the lie they were telling. This makes me so sick that I'm going to woo that man. Watch. I don't need no permission. I've never wooed somebody without permission from somebody close. I would usually need somebody close to the boy or somebody close to him that says he did something to us and please do this for me. Then I will. No, I've had a goddamn enough. One thing I will never play about is the abuse of children, especially sexual abuse, because it does something to the psyche and the seat of the soul, almost knocks their soul off of its seat. And they usually struggle throughout life with so many things because they've had their raw sacral energy taken. I've always said, I'd rather you kill me than rape me. Please. I was molested as a child, and the demons that it gives you from that transference, you know, sex is sex, and you're doing a ritual, you're transferring energies. Adult energies do not need to be inside of a child, somebody that has been sexually active with other adults, and your vices and your deviances, and you take them and place them inside of a child who has not developed all the way. So they do not get a chance to develop correctly. You might as well kill them. I want to throw up, but I've put it on my calendar that I'm going to because I saw the live and I know a Chester molester when I see one. I'm an 80s baby and I grew up in a church and I'm black. So one thing we know about is molesters between the church and growing up in the day in our black communities where that shit got hid. Somebody has to save that young man. DCF coming in and taking him out, that ain't no salvation because ain't no telling where he's going. And the wife sitting there co-signing. I'm gonna play y'all. I don't even know if I can do that but go on Instagram and look up Pastor TD McNutt. Look at the live that they did trying to make that boy recant his statements. And then they went around, they went up and dug up an old happy birthday video for that boy where they went and jumped in his bed while he was sleeping and fondled him, act like he was tickling that boy. And the little boy was screaming, "Stop! No! Stop! No!" The mama's sitting on the other side of the bed helping while the daddy's sitting there, birthday boy, birthday. And the mama sitting there, you play. The boy peed himself because the man kept fondling him. and somebody else was recording it. Then they start picking on him because he peed as he's saying, no, stop. You can see the pastor's hand as he's pretending like he's birthday, and the boy hiding under his covers. He grabbing the boy middle parts. And the mama on the other side of the bed, the little boy pee, and she talking about, oh, you know you wear a thong anyway. The boy is 15. Eyebrows arched. And the man takes them to get it done. Listen. So I'm going to read him. Hold on. Pastor TD McNutt. If ain't nobody else going to start cleaning up the community, don't worry. Spirit told me, get up, go get your belt, and go outside and big mama this shit. And so I just, oh shoot, here it go, y'all.
In handcuffs. I apologize, Cameron, for you having to deal with the situation the way that you did and having to see Dad get put in handcuffs. I apologize for lying on Dad and putting you in the situation.
Where's Dad's hand? He like he got his arm around the boy right now. Oh, he don't. But too close for comfort.
Have to handle me and also the situation as well. I apologize for putting you in the position that I put you in, and I apologize to the both of you all for not being a good son.
The man right here takes him to get his eyebrows done.
Everyone else as well.
They got a video of him getting his eyebrows done in the barber shop. He takes them shopping. He takes them fine dining.
I don't know how long, man. You gonna make mistakes, haven't we?
Yes, sir.
You flesh. You're human. You are developing your man. We've told you you're gonna make mistakes. It's okay to cry.
Y'all hear this brainwashing gonna tell him it's okay to cry. He not crying.
And so we told you all we want you to do is tell us what?
The truth.
And you haven't done that, have you?
No, sir.
Yeah. So we've been very understanding concerning your development and you growing up and you making mistakes.
Look at this baby face.
How many times have we told you that?
A lot.
You can't see her, but she's sitting over there looking dumb.
So whooping hadn't been the only, there's been many times that we
now he got his hand behind him.
Did we? This wasn't the victim. She was the victim, lift your hand. I was the victim, and then Cameron.
Did y'all see that? Now go look at the other video of him in the bed, him and the wife in the bed with the boy on his birthday, and he just touching all over him. So I'm going to read. Pastor. Because what's the difference between the pastors and the priests over at the Catholic Church, considering the Christian Church is a child of Rome? Come on now, don't act like this the first time y'all have. This has been going on forever. Just as long as Catholic priests have been molesting boys, so have pastors in the Christian Church. Can't nobody sue me for that because I got receipts. Shall we just go down? Shall we? I want y'all to see him with that boy in the bed. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Hold on 1 second. I'm finna find it because I know exactly where I saw that. Was it on Tasha K's platform? All right, I see it here on the Shade Room. Is it Tasha K? I'm looking for a specific video, so just give me a second. Unwind with Tasha K Instagram. I think that's where they posted the video of him with the boy on his birthday, or them with the boy on his birthday. One of the most disgusting things I've seen and seen posted, not somewhere that's the black market. Like, I don't want to log in. Okay, well, nevertheless, y'all can go find it. So we're going to call up Pastor TD McNutt. Y'all, it's a troll named BJ, B6C, that's trolling me. BJ, not after I just got done reading B and J. Y'all could try to troll under more, you know. I told y'all to get creative in the industry. Just goes to show that y'all don't listen or heed warnings. That's why y'all in the situation y'all in. And y'all always want to shoot the messenger. But the messenger lives on. Your ass don't. Anyways, Most High Mother and Father God, let me cleanse my hands for this one. The only thing that can make me take back what I said about taking this pastor into my own hands or helping that boy on my own, because I believe in if you see something, do something. Okay? If you see something, do something. So somebody's got to save the children, because y'all ain't. I hear hissing like a cat. I want to hiss at him. Y'all, my niece hisses, and I be wanting to hiss too lately. That's how I feel about this man. Ooh. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Pastor TD McNutt. Bitch ass nigga. Let me just cleanse my bias. I'm really not biased. I know one when I see one. I've had several of them in my family. And while everybody tiptoed around it, speaking of my family, don't think I ain't scared to call out my own, because those who follow me on Instagram, did I or did I not last week post a ancestral message that a relative of mine sent me? And I said I was going to get his ass too. So it seems to be that I just need to set aside a day. Listen, and I absolutely am. Liv, yes, my cousin sent me a nasty, but his daddy, God torture his soul, his daddy was a pedophile and molested my mama and raped many of my mother's first cousins and even my other aunt. They all talked about their molestation experiences, and they happened from two male relatives, cousin Tony and cousin Freddie. Now, cousin Freddie's son is the one who texts me inappropriately, and I didn't grow up with Freddie Jr. He is 50. He's in his 50s. I'm in my 30s, and he wasn't around the family when I was coming up. He just kind of started coming back around the family, and I believe it has something to do with the stigma that his daddy had. Everybody knew what his daddy had done, and so I feel like he got married and raised his family, not coming around the family, lest his new wife find out about his tea. So his son just started coming around the family recently, and that's cool. You know, big cuz, what's up? But then once we start following each other, this is back when I had a face. This is actually him being back in the family is within the past 3 years. So he used to comment heart. He used to heart my pictures on Facebook. All my other male cousins, they're gonna see my shit and pass right by it. Best case scenario, they're gonna like it. They might say, I see you, cuz. But even that's pushing it. They're gonna like it, and that's it. It don't matter how good I look. He would heart everything, including the stuff that I would post that's more risque. That's the stuff that none of my cousins touch. It's not for them. But he would all the time. And so I said, listen, I peep that you your daddy's son, and I'm gonna watch you. The time that he invited my niece to sit on his lap in the restaurant when she was literally sitting in her own chair, that was when I put my foot down on that in that way. That's when I decided I'm gonna watch you. Well, he flirts with me all the time. And I be telling people, I be not everybody, I tell my mama and my cousin, and my mama, maybe it's just, well, he just, but I expect that because when the shit was happening to them, and then when it started happening to some of their kids, you think they did. So I don't fuck with y'all like that. It's my job to stop it. Well, he texted me the other day after I posted how proud I was of my new gym butt. He texted me. He didn't get, I posted that on Instagram. He didn't even like the picture. He went straight to my text messages. And I can't pause this to read the message, but it basically says, it didn't start off by saying, hey, cuz, or nothing. It started out by saying, where you got all that ass from? Question marks, eyeball emojis. And then it said, where did you get, it's on my Instagram. Where did you get that ass from? Something, 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 he was saying. And I was like, I go to the gym. Oh, no, he said it must have been a BBL. I said, it's a gym BL. And he said, bullshit. The gym don't give you all that ass and it still ain't moving, LOL. Now, that part was due to on my birthday, when I went on a dinner cruise with my family on my birthday. I posted some pictures of me dancing from the dinner cruise on my Instagram as well. And he DM'd me and was like, that ass ain't moving though. Yes, my cousin. Yep, my cousin. And I wanted to cry when he sent it just the other day because it made my stomach ball up. I've been molested when I was a little girl, so it made my stomach ball up. It made me a little bit afraid. Like I kind of resort back to little girl mode, and it always kind of it makes me clam up for a second. And then after I thaw out, I be ready to murk something. I ain't even playing. I be ready to. So I'm going to handle him accordingly. I swear that on my life. Tuesday. And whatever happened to him happened. Pastor McNutt. Let's see if you're going to be dealt with, because somebody got to start doing something for the kids, and that's a Black child, and we don't have nobody we're not policing our own communities. We're not holding each other accountable. We're not saving and rescuing our babies. Y'all not doing none of that. So Big Mama got it. Big Mama got it. All right. Most High, please allow me to construct the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Pastor TD McNutt. Pastor TD McNutt. Pastor TD McNutt. TD McNutt, have you ever been sexually inappropriate with any of the boys that you are the legal guardian of as you are being accused? You said it's a lie. The boy said it happened. You made his brother film a forced apology and recant of his allegations. You said he's not the victim. You and your wife are. You said beating him wasn't enough. Let me tell you something. I spend my money to take care of a child that's not my biological child, and you go to accusing me of something I didn't do, you can go to your mama or your daddy or whoever you came from, but you're going to have to get the fuck up out of here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because those are serious accusations, and I could lose everything behind you and your bullshit. So at that point, if I know I ain't do it, at that point, you have to go. I know you 6, but you got to go. You got to take your Mickey Mouse book bag and get the fuck out of my house. But you can go down to the fire department or the police station. They said that's where kids get dropped off at. You better sit in their lobby. Go to the hospital because they going to feed you. Yet the child is still there and he want to beat him or find a way to punish him. Just let him go. It's not even your child. So you want him there to punish him for what he did. I can only imagine how you going to punish that baby. Nevertheless, TD McNutt, did you do anything inappropriate sexually with any of the boys that live in your home that you are the legal guardian of? I see the trolls set down because I stopped talking about Jay-Z and Rock Nation. Y'all didn't notice? Y'all didn't know how they was in here when I was talking about Vlad and them? And now they ain't been in here? I, in my opinion, believe that this boy is being ostracized currently. He's being made to feel like the outsider in the home. I see a little bit of playing the other brother up against this one, kind of like by making the little boy who made the accusations apologize to his brother, because it's almost like you making it difficult for your brother. What I see here is a man with a cripple and a wife that ain't as crippled, but she's sorry as fuck. And I'm gonna probably add you to the list too. Mark my words, I'm gonna film it. I might do it live. I might do a live ritual on this. Taking those boys in for the man had more than one benefits. They probably get some sort of income for those children as they're their legal guardians. I'm not sure. I think currently Pastor McNutt might have some concerns about children and families or some other form of authority besides just the police. Obviously, if you get arrested for this, then you have to be investigated by whatever child protective services are in your state. So he's currently having to deal with them. And the wife, though she's aware and active, she kind of turns her back towards the things that he's doing because she's haggardly, meaning she has no backbone, no self-esteem, and she's a pygmy, like a lot of women in this church are. He's looking up at the church trying to use his position as a spiritual leader to make himself seem more credible. And she's just not turning a blind eye, literally turning her back. So because she's not turning a blind eye but her whole back, it tells me that she sees things like what I described in that video that I saw myself and she was in the bed with him. Imagine a 15-year-old and two of those adults beside him, grabbing on him, the man grabbing his middle parts, the woman, she's seeing it and trying to pretend like she don't. So she sees it, but she turns her whole back because it's not enough to turn a blind eye when you still see it. His concern is getting charged. That's it. And his new challenge is that that apology video he made that boy do has become even, it's like he made the situation worse on himself. But this man is going to try to pastor his way out of this, speak all eloquently. You know how pastors can turn on they pastor voice because it works in church. They're influencers. So they can do it to you too. It's the holy voice. And when you hear it, this man has to be telling the truth. I believe that he reaped every benefit of having these boys in the house in the past. And because he reaped all the benefits, he now has child protective services and alienation from the community and all of that to deal with because he fully enjoyed the situation. I'm also going to ask, I'm curious if somebody asked them to take care of those boys or if he stepped up to do it. Oh, my friend from Chicago, trying to make plans for my birthday in April. I'm turning 40 and I might want to come to Miami. Say less, Chi-Town. My friend, she was my college best friend. She had breast cancer, and in one of her treatments, I think a catheter or something broke off in her artery. Something they had in there, and trying to remove it, they broke it, and it's still in there. And she's currently under, which she has been for a few years, under a lawsuit, but it's one she's going to win. It's just a matter of getting it all worked out, but y'all going to have a new millionaire in Chicago. And she deserves every penny of it. And y'all don't stress her out in case the streets know, because if anybody deserves it, it's her. How you beat cancer just for the hospital to break off something in your artery while they taking it out? And it can't come out. Otherwise, I think the procedure to take it out is too risky because it's on her heart. Child. Again, I think he fully enjoyed his situation with those boys. I'm going to say something very disgusting, but I can't. There's this in his hand, and the child, the pentacle in the other. Child. Hey, Miss Poetic. Judgment. So he'll have to go back to court. Obviously, he was arrested. He'll probably have to go back to court and see the judge about something. I'm not sure that the judge is going to be, I think the judge is going to follow the law, but I think the judge sees you. And I think the judge has seen this social media video. The world, it's been exposed on social media. He's been exposed on social media, and this is the boy. Actually, this is his wife, because she allows it. None of this can go on if she wasn't turning that blind eye there. Here, she turned her whole back. Here, she's turning a blind eye to her husband and that little boy. Two wands that she's very much well aware of. Spirit said, lady, because you did not stop it and Spirit had to find a way to bring this out, you will go down with that man. You saw it, Miss Poetic? Did you see the one of the boy's birthday and they were both in the bed with him? And that pastor kept fondling him and grabbing on him, pretending like he was tickling him? Disgusting, because you can see his hand down there. And the boy kept screaming, stop, stop. He was under the cover. He peed on himself. A 15-year-old. I'm not talking about a 2-year-old. 15. Peed on himself, screaming, stop, hiding under the covers, and they would not. The video went on for several minutes of him saying stop. Peeing on himself, and you think they let that 15-year-old young man get off the camera that they were filming him on and go to the bathroom? He's 15. Yep, smack the butt. Yep. When she did it after she saw the man grab his junk, then she smacked the butt. to make herself equally, to make it look like not something that he does. It's something that we do, but not something that he does. She saw that and then made herself, incriminated herself too, thinking it was going to make the situation not look so bad when just her husband did it. I'm going to fuck her up too. That is a sign of abuse, the lack of bowel control, absolutely. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I turned it off because I want to do something. I've seen enough. So this is the world being exposed to it. And this is the devil. So below. Y'all, if y'all, that video I was showing y'all, he put his hands behind the boy's back in the video. That was sustained abuse and control. He didn't have to touch his butt, but just touching him like that while the boy is talking makes him feel like, yeah, you better stick to the script. Why is the devil here? About what was exposed online. If it's nothing, then why would it show up as a devil? This is going to be your fate. I hope to see the high priestess on your ass in the outcome. So I know that even the divine knows that I'm on your ass. The both of y'all. Enough is enough. In my family, I was the last person who had to go through molestation. And I mean from generations. My grandmothers and her sisters was raped and beat up by their men. My mom and them was fondled by men in their own family. My cousins on down to me. It stopped with me. I was the last one. And I know that because my sisters are the youngest. And I always said as a child, if anybody does to them what they did to me, I will kill them. That was me as a child because I always wanted to protect my sisters because I felt all of the harsh blows from all of the trauma that we experienced in our life, but I didn't want them to feel it. No, no. So if even in my family, the buck stops with me, in your family too, we cousins now, I'm a McNutt now, it stops here. Yes, I told them he arches their eyebrows too. That's on his Instagram, taking them to the barber shop, getting their hair cut, their eyebrows arched. Then he takes them to a 5-star dinner without the wife. Takes them shopping on shopping sprees. You a dirty dog diggler, and both of those boys ain't safe. You is the devil. Both of those boys ain't safe. Now you take after the younger one, the 15-year-old, more than the other one. Him like a girl. The tower. This is him currently being exposed, but this is another sex card for me. The phallus, the moment of orgasm, and the two people involved. I would say up until recently, maybe up until the boy told, he's been doing this. So I'd say maybe up until within the past 30, 60 days, he's been doing this. The boy told, and I think that's what stopped it. And this just came out recently, like within the past couple of days. This is the recanted video. In my opinion, the judge is watching it. I don't know if they have a female judge. In my mind, I see a female judge, and she's sick to her stomach. But she has to rule by the book of the law. Me, on the other hand, I work according to natural law, and that has different rules. And I'm the judge and the jury. Hopes and fears. He hopes that the boys can stay there, and after a period of rest, he would continue. Because if this blows over and the boys stay there and everybody goes on about their business, after a little while, this will continue, and it's in his hopes and fears. So he wants this to blow over, and he wants the boys to still be there so that he can continue. His outcome. His outcome is that he's no longer seen as an upstanding figure. He's seen as an abuser. But in my opinion, he is absolutely everything that he's been accused of. I believe he favors the younger boy. And I believe that he spends a lot of money on them. But there's the younger boy that gets preferential treatment, which is why he's the only one who said something and he had to apologize to the other brother. The pastor knows that the other brother isn't going through anything, and that's the key. Don't do it to both because they'll have solidarity. You treat both of them really good, give them the life that they've never had, abuse one so that when that one abused one tells, the other one will turn against him too, as his life and his support, his security will be threatened. And he won't be able to relate because he didn't see it, he didn't experience it, and he doesn't know why his brother is trying to ruin their good life. So he will not believe his brother as well. Now you've driven division between the closest thing to this boy and the only person who truly might believe him and support him. Now you have him isolated. Let me see what this just damn court looks like. Could be the real courts. It could also be my courts because I've seen enough. I haven't seen the Seven of Swords, so nobody lied. Strength card. The judge, in my opinion, wants to hurt this man, but she will be restrained by the law. So I don't know if how she will rule, but she will rule with the law despite her or him being equally disgusted, especially by the video that was put out. It didn't make him look any better. I believe the judge believes he's a freak, a freako. Here's the Seven of Swords, but in reverse. So this is a secret that's been revealed. Look, he has a relationship with the boy. And his wife helps because she's fully aware. She makes it possible so that he can have alone time with the boys. She closes her eyes so that she can shut off awareness. Behind him boinking that boy, the wife, I just said, she makes it possible. Turns a blind eye. She doesn't see it, even though she does. This is a sick lady. She's just as sick as the man, if not sicker. She's sicker. You can expect a man to be a deviant. Typically, the women are protectors of children. I'm going to put Urzuli Dantor on her, the protector of women and children. I'm going to put Urzuli on you, and I'm going to send one of the pentacles. I'm going to send a demon to your husband, a nasty one. In fact, that one in the blue glass, that one. It's funny. As soon as I mentioned it, I heard him say, "Hey, hey, I'll do it." I got y'all ass behind this devil. Let me just, I don't want to look behind the devil, but I will. Don't worry. I'll save the children. I'll try. Might not can save them, but I can give their abusers a really, 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 really tough pickle. The devil. Curses to everyone surrounding this man that supports him. His sister that came out talking about y'all trying to make it something bad with y'all perverted worldly minds. A man can tickle his son on his birthday. Y'all making it something. You two. Curses to you, curses to the wife, and curses to Pastor McNutt. And everybody in your congregation who want to protect them too, may y'all find the same hell that you like to put others into. Anybody else around now? Anybody else around now before I put my list together? I'm gonna handle y'all the right way. I'm gonna handle y'all like y'all did it to one of my nieces and nephews. I am. I'm gonna take it personal. I sure am. I sure am. I sure am. Yep. Bet that. You can bet that. Bet that. Pinky promise. Y'all know I cut up. Not even his son. Neither one of them. Y'all know I like to cut up like this. I'm excited. Tuesday, 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 Tuesday. In my Norbit voice. Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. I hope the barbershop closed. I hope don't no other woman want to bring their kids in there, but they okay with arching kids' eyebrows. When y'all know the pastor is a pastor and he probably like kids. Y'all know that. But y'all just want the money, y'all. Everybody just be turning a blind eye to stuff. Even if it look off, I'm probably gonna say something if it look off. And if it is off, then I'm gonna do something. Well, that goes into the message that I was given from Spirit, which is why I have a message to the witches in this live. Because y'all gonna get y'all asses beat too. Watch. Spirit said, y'all been doing all this woo, making yourselves rich, beautiful, famous, getting all the bitches and the men. And look at the world around you. Look at the world around you. You mean to tell me y'all got all this power and can't shake nothing else but some money? That's what y'all use spirituality for? Y'all know money is 3D. And y'all want love, money, and fame. That's what y'all been using the spirits for. But they said, Dina, I'm gonna circle back though. That's gonna be my closeout because Marina Abramovic is gonna lead us into it. Y'all know the spirit cooker. Jay-Z's good Judy. Yeah, his good Judy. You know, he was like this with her. Hold on. Forehead to forehead. Put y'all foreheads on the screen. Don't do it, y'all, because I don't want to accidentally zap y'all. So don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. I wouldn't try to hurt y'all, but my energy's strong. One of y'all might taste good. Your energy might taste good, and mine might just, and I might accidentally eat you. So just don't. But that's what they was doing, eating each other. She was sending her child, and my thing is, I'm not coming for the witches and warlocks, but you Hollywood kind, especially you Black Hollywood kind, y'all only like to show off or be seen associated with the white witches and warlocks. When who the fuck do you think they learned all of they shit from? Maybe not them directly, but their ancestors. You hear the gods thundering? They said, let it out, Dina. They said, work it out, Dina. Y'all heard the thunder? They said, work it out, Dina. Beyonce, you did Black is King. You all up in Africa. Where's your Black woo lady? Why y'all don't let us see Yvette in her glory? Why y'all don't just loudly say, yes, this isn't just my PR person. This is also my priestess, my woo lady. Hello? Beyonce, it's because Orisha said, bitch, get your ass out my face. And yes, I like honey, but you can't trick and distract me with your honeybees, honeybee. Oh, Shun said, I remember. I remembered the way you invoked me, the way you called yourself my daughter, and I came to you. I revealed myself to you and I bestowed my blessings on you just for you to still be under the foot of your Shango. Oshun said, did I not impart myself into you for nothing? You make me look weak. You make Oshun look weak. You made her look like the girl who only makes the guy act right, but you don't, for a little bit. All the girls that followed Oshun because of Beyonce, and that was all you bitches. I saw it. I was there. We was in these spiritual communities fighting for our lives, and the moment Beyonce gave y'all hold up video incarnation of Oshun, all y'all all of a sudden got honey, mirrors, sunflowers, daffodils, and daisies. And I'm talking everybody and their mama. Then it became harder to see people. Became harder to hear the thunder, the voice of the gods, because you had all these other pros, hoes, and cons in there. Waist beads and wanting to get fucked from the back with their waist beads. Y'all know how many of my own cousins. I had my Sufi Muslim friend send me a gift me some beads from Africa, and I didn't even show mine off. My cousin seen them and, where you get them from? Them the ones from the hair store? I want me some. I want to see how them things look from the back. I'm a nigga to hold on to my waist beads while he like a saddle? Like a saddle? You whores will defame anything. Any goddamn thing. So Beyonce, what you should have did after Lemonade so that you didn't piss off Oshun and tell her to make you kick rocks, which is why you in the situation that you in. Because you conjured her, because you made her think you was ready to be empowered out of your situation. And if you call on them, they're going to come and bring you the power that you need. And you turn around and slap her in her face, making her look like a hoe. You make her look like a pick-me hoe, somebody who just won't demand to not embarrass you publicly. So, and then you let your husband publicly parade with Marina Abramovic, the spirit cooker. Why y'all don't introduce Mama Tina as not just y'all mama, but y'all root worker? Why don't y'all say salon? Why don't y'all introduce the world to reality? Because y'all don't mind letting the world know that y'all are involved with spirit cookers, but you don't want them to know that you be down in the villages in Africa seeing the babas. Why? Y'all not allowed? Y'all not allowed to give any real legitimacy to African spirituality? Only the white kind. Because like the Salem witches said, Tituba taught us. Anything but to point to the origins of things, y'all will allow them to play. Y'all will allow them to play, so they are playing right back with y'all. And then y'all let Tory Lane's daddy, who is good in the hood with the spirits, proclaim y'all's downfall. And I told y'all, when I heard that man say that, I didn't think no force in nature was going to disagree with him. We tell the energy what to do. And when he said that, I felt, I got in line, the air got in line, the sand got in line, the trees stood still. Nobody was going to tell that man no, not even me. When he said Rock Nation will fall, I was going to say, yeah, but what? Shit, let me just, yep, I'm going to just stay out of this. What they said, I love the fall. I was born in the fall. Pretty leaves, pretty trees. It's nice weather out there. Huh? Child. And now look, the courts have been drawn up in Rock Nation's fall. Vlad said y'all got Supreme Court justices and police departments. So when he said Rock Nation will fall on the court steps in LA, not all of them tied up in some bullshit. When he said that, I said, whew, child. Oh, beautiful day outside. Somebody said something. Play-Doh, what? I said, let me get out of this because this ain't got nothing to do with me. You know how somebody getting a whooping and you and your friend or cousin or somebody getting a whooping and you try to make yourself invisible as fuck. You don't even want to breathe. You try to hold your breath because you scared if the mama or the daddy that's doing the whooping hear you breathe wrong. Huh? And what you said? You know how 21 was walking on that wall at the Super Bowl down to the Super Bowl? That was me. When he said that, I faced the wall. I thought I was in time. I put my head against the wall. I did. I was just like, I feel responsible for something. I don't know what, but I'm just paying my penance right now. Yeah, hell yeah. I felt like Craig. You think Debo playing? He ain't playing. That's your problem. You always think somebody playing. That's how I know they go to white spiritual people because they don't have no sense. It's like they don't even have the spirit of discernment to be able to discern when you are getting checked by the spirits. I heard it. I ain't did nothing and I wanted to call down to the Tory Lanez hotline and say, I'm sorry. I was just going to call and be like, listen, my mama in Aquarius, Meg in Aquarius, and I'm sorry. Just hang up. That didn't make any sense, but I felt so inclined to apologize. Just sorry. I don't know for what. I don't know, but sorry. So Beyonce Solange didn't tell you, cause she got a little bit of woo, a little bit of yang. She didn't tell you. And I know Tina couldn't tell you, cause she see dollar signs. She legally blind too. What cheating? What? Fall, getting ready to fall. Fall where? I love fall. It's always perfect weather. So back to Marina Abramovic. I brought her up because I saw Tina is a pimp. She pimped Beyonce out, and the only reason her and Solange be at odds is because Solange ain't going. Solange say, before you pimp me, I get this pussy for free. She be all down in New Orleans twerking on top of cars, being real ratchet and carefree, and I'm here for it. Y'all know this my cousin sisters. I'm here for it. But Solange say, oh, you think you gonna pimp me to the industry like you do Beyonce? I'm just pop out with my titties out, twerking in the headlights, being real ratchet, down doing hood rat shit with my hood rat friends, just so her mama wouldn't try that shit. Ain't no market for bitches like Solange up there in the Hollywood circles, not the ones Miss Tina know. Solange said, no, I'm finna tarnish my image. You ain't finna put me on a stroll. Hold on, say less. Let me go have this baby at 17. Don't marry the daddy. Do everything they don't want us to do. Hold my purse, Beyonce. And Beyonce was cheering for her, holding it, living vicariously. Solange hold my sea moss. And Beyonce said, yes. Yes. Do it for me. Anyways, ain't none of them got that real juju because their ancestors came from inside the house. I said this the other day. How you gonna call the Orisha with massa blood in you? The kind that you benefited off of. A few of us may have massa blood, but we didn't play it up. We didn't play up to it. We didn't create promo for our collective album, Lemonade, and then show myself with all the other Creole women on the porch of a plantation house or a nigger shack, a slave shack. Or what's that, the house? No, they was on the big house, on the porch. Zendaya, Bianca, Chloe, and them, all the Creoles, the ones that Massa took liking to. They ain't show yourselves outside. Y'all was on the porch. I caught that. I caught that even back then. I caught that shit. But y'all was living, and Lemonade was good, but I caught it. Y'all was living. Oshun, yes. We all daughter of Oshun. I just went to the lady down the street at the bodega, and she said, I'm a daughter of Oshun. So let me get my waist beads and start posting seductive spiritual stuff online. Because, right after Lemonade, all the spiritual hoes came out. Like, you wasn't spiritual unless you was naked and had your leg behind your neck. They was all yoga masters and Reiki masters. So not only can they tie their legs behind their neck like a bow, but they can also touch you and heal you. I said, look at all the hoes. This is not Oshun. This is one of the Rada Haitian Loire that possess you and then make you be provocative and do whole shit. And shout out to those spirits when you in ceremony. But y'all hoes ain't got the spirit of light in you. So, so y'all try to mix Oshun with that hotivity in y'all spirits, and y'all gonna get what y'all got. Spiritual girls with lines drawn down their face, a black dot in their forehead, and legs to the moon, talking about speak to me in the spirit. Child. Come to me for a love spell inside of my vulva. Like, if y'all hoes don't stop, which spirit is this? And y'all talking about Oshun, and Oshun just sitting there mad as hell. She ain't even mad at the niggas no more. Ain't even mad at Shango no more. She mad at y'all. Marina, I 20 break. You as black dot in the line, because all the hoes had that white line down their forehead when they want to be spiritual. It go all the way down like that. And then they'll put on a black lipstick. It's the new era goth emo, child. Spiritual girls. Child. All of them had sage and copper earrings through their nose and all kinds of shit. Just, it's definitely an aesthetic. Copper bullhorn rings. All them hoes was thick and fine. They all had thighs, ass, titties, no hips. All of them wore the same leaf that Eve wore in the garden, because when you spiritual, you can't wear shit. They all have locks. They all smoke. They all kiss their plants with tongue. All of them, child. That's exactly the aesthetic. Them the hoes that get all the attention, though. Y'all love them. Absolutely. And listen, them girls get paid on these social media platforms. They get bank. Ain't telling you nothing. Ain't feeding your spirit nothing. Speaking of feeding, Marina Abramovic, she did an interview where she was stating that she's scared to walk around the street, to walk around in public, because of all the negative attention between her association with Jay-Z. And I actually saw that interview on, let me tell y'all, let me cite my sources. Y'all can go watch the interview if you want to hear more about what Marina said about why she's scared to walk around now. The Surprise Witness is the YouTube page, and that is, I guess, one of the other pages for the girl who goes by BJ Investigates. It's her other page called That Surprise Witness. The video is titled, let me cite my sources for real. Jay-Z's favorite witch can't walk down the street anymore, apparently. And she did say something about that, about, all the new attention and drama on her, so she doesn't feel safe. And I agree with that white girl, BJ, when she said, "Not you not feeling safe. Ain't you got power? Rah! Ain't you got power?" Y'all know who face clean everywhere? Mine. Above and below. I thought, well, if you can cook a spirit, then you can shift a spirit. So wherever you walk in that makes you afraid, you should be able to harness the ability to shift everybody's energy. Just put your forehead on everybody, and then they wouldn't be a threat to you. Just forehead, just walk past and headbutt everybody and impart yourself into them so everybody is neutral to you. Just walk down the street, because apparently, but the thing about that is when you swap energy with people, if they fall, you fall. The NFL, y'all signed on with Jay-Z, and he's attached to a wife who pissed off the Orisha. So to be honest, Jay-Z was having his own downfall, but when Beyonce did that, now everybody's cursed, especially Jay-Z and Beyonce because they sleep with each other. But everybody who partners with you now, even if it's in contract, partnerships don't matter. You share energy, especially when you're in legally binding contracts. That's a marriage. So you slept with your wife, your home partner, your life partner. She transferred a curse to you from Oshun. Because Oshun giveth, she gives luxury. You know what the fuck happens though when she's mad? You lose luxuries. She brings fame. You know what happened when she's pissed off? You lose fame. She snatches it back. Y'all in bed with the NFL and they going through it. Y'all in bed with Rock Nation. Desiree had her own situation with her daughter. Y'all can't catch a break. All the artists who get in bed with y'all end up in a bed of hell. I'm telling y'all why. They got their own issues and they fall enough, but it will be greater if the spirits decide they want to join in on the fun too. At first, it's just karmic balance, cause and effect, choice, consequence, reap, sow, whatever you want to call it. But because Beyonce harnessed Oshun like that, and not just that, but used her celebrity and influence to also bring a lot of attention to Oshun, which the spirits love. They love attention, but not when you're sending it the wrong way. Because millions of women found out about Oshun and found out superficial shit about Oshun. Think about how pissed off that energy is. So, beauty, luxury, money, fame. Those are all the things that she brings, and those are all the things that they're losing. For those of you who aren't familiar with Oshun, she's also associated with honey, which is why Beyonce also associates herself with honey and put a lot of honey in her sacred products. Anyways, Marina Abramovic said she can't walk down the streets anymore, and I'm going to say to that, Marina, before I even read you, because I'm about to, you want to know why things are going like this with you and all of your clients? Because the mother goddess has decided to start reclaiming. Huh? 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 I said the mother goddess has decided to start reclaiming what was stolen from her and her children. When we, her daughters, her real priestesses, decide no mas, and we say no, 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 no. Actually, we run ting them, and the word until we step up, the big mamas step up and straighten the family out, it's gonna be a bunch of chaos. So when we start calling our power back, you hoes lose it. Ooh. Lock the doors, y'all. The rain done start falling as soon as I start preaching. Thunderings and lightnings. That ain't even in the forecast, but here it is. The weather goddess at your service. When I was on the farm, I used to start preaching, and the cows go to chickens all up in the camera, diddy bopping all up in the videos. Every time I said I dropped a gem. Y'all remember the farm? Shout out to the animals. I miss them, but they start dying out once Natasha Sabotage. And the daddy thought it was me being a witch because they livestock start dying. But actually, Natasha was backstabbing me. I didn't know it yet. And the livestock started falling. Y'all know her parents didn't like me because they felt like I was evil. They ain't want me nowhere on their property. In a minute, them animals start dying in droves. He actually came and got all the bulls off Natasha farm and put them on his property because he couldn't figure out. They was doing everything, but shit was dying. And Natasha was already betraying me at that time. And her sister, who's special needs, came to her. She's older. Her sister is in her 40s, but she's special needs. So she's very childlike. She came to Natasha and told her she had a dream that their auntie, who was already passed away, walked through their family home and smeared shit all over the house. And when Natasha told me that dream, I said, y'all curse. Somebody cursed y'all. Somebody cursed y'all. And it's not even a play one. That is serious. That is serious. We wasn't friends for more than 2 months after that before she stabbed that knife in my back. And I was thinking, somebody cursed y'all. Friend. Who cursed you? I'm doing readings and everything, but I was too close to the situation to see it. Like Aunt Moselle say on Eve's Bayou, that's how it is. Blind to your own life. It be like that sometimes because you be too close to the situation. When it's you, child. But yeah, her sister had that shit dream. Animals, livestock start just dropping. Her daddy said, I'm gonna come get my animals because as long as you're gonna be friends with that witch. And sure, but your daughter shouldn't have been doing what she was doing behind my back to a good friend of hers, a good friend, Savannah. Y'all saw that fuck around and find out that cord cutting ceremony I did for Natasha? I posted it somewhere. It might still be posted in my shorts. And broke the ceramic plate. Plate was about this thick. That bitch cracked mid-ceremony. Split right down the middle. We were so amazed. I was thinking, girl, why would you do what you did to me? You had so many warnings, even the ones I couldn't see enough to give you. Girl. Nevertheless, so I'm reading Marina because she said that she's scared to walk down the street now. People aren't being nice to her anymore, and some of her most popular clients are having the worst day ever. And Marina, your woo couldn't save them. You couldn't put your forehead on Jay-Z's forehead one more time and keep the people off his neck. I guess that forehead energy ain't strong like that no more. You know, as the earth gets hotter, you need melanin. You do. If you're going to do the forehead hair, but ritual, you need melanin. You only got so much energy in your skin. Anyways, so let's read Marina. I actually want to see her from a spiritual perspective since she's a spiritualist. And I already know she's going to get weaker, as well as a lot of Caucasian spiritualists. And not saying that they're bad or wrong, but when the mother calls her energy back, and she's doing so and will continue to do so, they get weaker. It is what it is. Y'all seen Hocus Pocus and what those hoes look like if they don't suck the energy out of somebody youthful. It's the same thing. They're going to get weaker. Nevertheless, y'all will still y'all will still worship them pretty much. Anyways, most high. Oh, let me cleanse my hands. I'm speaking to a shit eater. Yeah, in one of those rituals, I'm sure she ate some shit. If she'll eat people, then she'll eat shit. God damn it. Most High Mother and Father God, bring to me your daughter. They said who? Bring to me Marina Abramovic. Marina Abramovic, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Marina Abramovic. I see her face, her dark, dark, dark hair, her pasty pale skin. I see her. She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. We looking at each other. Marina Abramovic. Marina, come walk down my street. No one's out here. We won't bite. It's just me and the animals. It's a dirt road, so girl, don't nobody live here. Come holla at me. Marina Abramovic, please compel Marina to speak from her spirit and her soul's truth, keeping absolutely nothing hidden from me. She lies. She lies. Now, which unclean spirit is inhabiting your body, dear? It starts with a P. Not pay mom. Something like palmony or something like that. I hear pal something. Pals. Not bow. Palimony. Something like that. It sounds like that. Anyways. It's a little unclean spirit, but as powerful and mighty as she seems to the public, this is a low level spirit that embodies her body. You guys are just impressed easily by nothing, and that's because the true power, they don't give a platform. Y'all gotta find it. Y'all word of mouth and shit like that, and they don't care to be seen by everybody. You'd be surprised at what people are doing right in the backyard, in the hood. You'd be surprised the miracles that happen right under your nose while y'all looking at the spirit cooking lady thinking that she's some big bad boss because Jay-Z got his forehead with her forehead. Y'all are so easily impressed, including Jay-Z. You let an elemental, a low level, I don't even want to call it demon, because you guys, they gave demons, they gave bad names to the good spirits, in my opinion, and good names to the bad ones. Imagine this. I don't want to call it a demon. Let's call it a saint. One of the saints embodies her. It's male. It has very foul breath. Anything that feeds off of human cadaver is an elemental. Can you get out from under my feet? Hell no. If I got my foot on your neck, you gonna stay there forever. Kevin, I know you thought you was trolling, but it's a very good question. No. I never take my feet off y'all trolls' neck and your master that sent you, whomever they are. Anyways, Jay-Z, you let a low level elemental, they're elementals. They exist on the earth, in the trees, in the dirt, in the grass. They only have power on earth. They don't have powers of the air. They don't have any of those kingly powers. Y'all passing around elementals and getting fed on. Of course they can promise you riches because they can also take it away. They don't promise you that you're going to keep it. And all y'all who reach that status, elemental swapping, they always snatch it back from your ass. Always snatch it back from your ass. And even if you die and leave it, your estate ends up getting hit up by some higher entity. And then you get it and you trap because you can't spend it how you want to. You got all these checks and balances before you can make large purchases or certain purchases you can't get behind no real movements. Nothing. So yes, elementals can give you money, but they can also give you the illusion of it. You don't get anything permanent. At least some of the other bigger spirits will bring you money and wisdom. Y'all swapping foreheads with Marina. Shh. Why y'all didn't swap heads with an African priest or an African priestess? One of the ones that y'all was visiting over in 2020 when y'all was over there in Africa running away from the COVID monster. Why y'all didn't bring out the African priest that y'all was going to in Africa in the villages and in the bushes? Why y'all don't want nobody to know about them? Why you didn't swap foreheads with them? You put your forehead against death and you're going to get death. Marina can't give you nothing but death. Look at her. Look at her. She's almost as pale as this light bulb. Things get real white and ashy and gray looking when they die. Child. So you get what you deserve. But Marina, let's talk to you. Spirit, please allow me to call up the spirit of Marina Abramovic and compel her to the highest orders to speak her soul's truth. She must speak her soul's truth to me. There's a such thing called hierarchy and rank. And you can't do nothing with the divine mother spirit or human that start calling their power back. If I heard the divine mother say call it back and I got up and started calling it back, you think they're going to send me out on a fool's mission? No. Marina, how is life going for you since your association with Jay-Z? You alluded to being a little nervous about going out. People aren't treating you the way they used to. And your host on that interview kind of made it seem like people are just conspiracy theories. And you said what you do isn't Satanism, it's art. That's how she said it. It's art. Girl, my nieces do art and it's on the refrigerator. It don't look like organs spilling out of a body with my teeth marks in them. Nevertheless, talk to me about what's going on with you. Talk to me about why all of a sudden you're afraid of going out in public when you got the juice, sis. You got the juice. What's causing you to be shooketh? Are your gods still supporting you? Will they avenge you? Will they protect you and tell the rest of the people that's bullying you to back up off of Marina? Will they? Say it again. Art. That's what she said. Let me find the clip. I am not to say.
It's been a lot of millennia. Does it? This woman is so insane. She needs to be in a.
No, they just got a poetry. Let me tell you one recipe.
It's poetry.
Take 13 leaves of green cabbage, mix with 30,000 grams of pure jealousy, put in iron pot, pure jealousy, put in iron pot, and eat just before attack. Just before attack, jealousy attack.
Okay.
I gotta get to the part where she said, I make art.
Ha, there's Gigi Hadid in it, as we all thought.
Just got a poetry. Let me tell you one recipe.
It's poetry.
Take 13 leaves of green cabbage, mix with 30,000 grams of pure jealousy, put in iron pot, pure jealousy, put in iron pot, and eat just before.
It's Louis Theroux acts like the people criticize.
Anyways, I don't feel like going through the whole video to get to the part where she says art. But she does. You heard how she talked. Art. Marina, who are you? We're just pretending to know that you're a witch, but I saw you forehead swapping with Jay-Z and eating fake and maybe not so fake cadavers. So talk to me about why you and your is under attack, why you might be a little bit bothered today by society. Oh, a witch with no power. A witch afraid. This is not necessarily lack of power, even though lack of power, but it's fear also. Lack of confidence. The Queen of Wands is supposed to be the most confident, the most sexy and sassy. In this case, she doesn't feel so confident. It's not that she isn't those things, but if you can't feel that, then you can't be that. So she's feeling, I'll say, insecure right now with herself, her position. It's chaos out in the streets. You know, everybody's fighting. There's so much diversity. The problem is, and notice how these wands are fire signs, and I say fire signs usually relate to black people or black energy because of the fire element, the divine spark from the creator. On a mundane level, the world is up in chaos. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's choosing sides on matters such and such, and she doesn't know where she fits in because all of her peers, clients, and all of that stuff, they're the ones in chaos. So she's feeling a little insecure because she's tied up in a lot of stuff with a lot of various people, and at any given moment, their activities could be exposed. On a spiritual level, the God people are calling themselves back. They're remembering, and in remembering, they're shaking shit up. The world can't stand when God children start remembering and waking up. Even if they don't remember, they do know that they're sick of something. And so they act even despite the remembrance because it's what's in them. Even if they don't know that it's the spirit waking up in them, the result is still the same. You should feel insecure. You should. Page of Cups. This is the interview that she did that I was just quoting, where she said she was getting a little scared. I won't say, well, let's see if we can see why she's scared. This is the interview. She's being asked a question and responding. Behind her, though, is the water. And the waves, they aren't choppy, but they're getting kind of big and turbulent. So the energy is shifting. Again, the energy is shifting. And the same water here that's getting choppy is probably the same water that's flowing into their five that's making them so aggressive. Spiritual energy is shifting as well, and it's making them go crazy. Because, for instance, if you are operating on a frequency and someone comes and sounds a bell or dings a dong and shifts the energy, what's going to happen to the people who were on that base frequency? If that frequency that was stable, flatlined, starts to doot, 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 then you're going to have some movement if the people are on it. They're going to bounce around and all that stuff. So that turbulent spiritual energy is the reason behind all of the chaos we see in the world. It's spiritual energy. Children of the sun have gotten up and picked up pieces of identity. We're not with the shits anymore. And so the whole world has been thrown into divisive chaos. And it needs to happen that way. You got to shake some shit up. Got to shake the tree so that we can shake out everything that's lurking in there that's not supposed to be in our tree. She also only shows up as a page. So Well, here she shows up as a queen, but that's because of her present position. She's supposed to be a big bad witch, but she's not feeling confident. Whatever, girl. You shouldn't. Six of Pentacles. She will start disassociating slowly with some of her friends. She'll offer more of her services to some than the others, because the others are getting tied up in legal stuff. So she gonna disassociate with Jay-Z. If not completely cut ties, she gonna start answering his calls less. He gonna be calling her for the ritual of the day, and she gonna tell him just use the one that I gave you for all purposes, stuff like that. So she'll still operate, but other people, probably the white people and the safer people that aren't caught up in all this hip-hop entertainment stuff, she'll offer more to them and start feeding more into them so she can get away from the crowd that has her afraid to go outside. But she wanted to be all up in the music scene, in the videos with Gaga and Diddy bopping, forehead bopping, in the videos with Jay-Z, being all at the award shows, having secret spirit cooking dinners. Child, so this is what you wanted. You manifested this for yourself. You manifested this for yourself. This is the story of ages of white people who like to be down with the culture but don't want to be down when it goes down. And now you shook and scared to go outside. Why? Where your juice? Because your elemental, when the divine mother and her children start calling themselves back, even the elementals got to get in line. They answer to the divine mother too. See, back then they called it Isis. They answer to the divine mother too. And they're going to be on the side of her children, because even the elementals are her children, just the ones that didn't get the consciousness in the body that we did. So they'll fool la la while they think she's asleep, but once they see mama wake up, everybody get up, start washing dishes, pull the pork chops out the freezer like she said, and pretend like they was on the good foot the whole time. That's the elementals. They gonna bend to y'all too. Y'all gonna be doing sacrifices and stuff, and the shit ain't gonna work. They'll take your energy, but what they won't tell you, because they told me to tell you, because they know that you're not gonna listen to me. And so the same thing that y'all do to us, put the truth out there, but don't say it's the truth, so that you can feel like I didn't do anything wrong. So they won't draw y'all attention here, but they'll put the message here so that when they knock y'all upside the head, they can say, we ain't do nothing wrong. You should have been paying attention. Y'all created the internet. Why y'all ain't on it? Even the elementals will abandon you, and y'all gonna be doing y'all rituals and still going through it. You wanna know why? You wanna know why? I'm finna tell you. Mm-hmm. 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 It's because everybody knows that money, wealth, and power is temporary. Even the elementals. And even the elementals want a new body and a new consciousness. Please ask the Divine Mother, can she lift me up out of my lowly position? Can she bestow her light, her wisdom on me? Can you ask her, daughter of Isis, when you're doing your ritual to your mother, can you ask her if she can raise me up from my position? If she can make me a king with legions? That's what they want. Y'all don't give them that. All y'all give them is blood and sacrifice, but you know what that does? Keeps them in their lowly state. It keeps them at that elemental state, feeding off of elemental forces. Y'all don't have enough light in you to give to them. So they will abandon you for those who have the light and the ability to usher them into it. Boom. They told me to tell y'all that. Crowning Marina. I believe she thinks she can do a ritual to make this situation go away for her. This could also be her association with Jay-Z. She could be thinking this is all Jay-Z's fault. But I do think she's a spiritualist, and we tend to go to our war rooms to handle things. So best believe her spirit is a cooking right now because she's trying to find a way to. More choppy waters. She's abandoning some of her old buddies because their tides are rising. They going through it. And what do most white people do? So they black friends when they go through it. They don't support them. So y'all niggas getting dropped. And not just y'all niggas, y'all music industry people getting dropped. She has a clientele base that's not so celebrity. Very rich and wealthy and powerful, but not so celebrity. So she gonna go back to dealing with them. The problem is there's a benefit in working with the blacks. It is. It is. It's a benefit to working with the blacks. You take from them. If they come to you for your services when they outrank you, you can take it from them. You can take it from them. They practically came and gave you their ashe on a platter by acknowledging you as wiser and more powerful than them and their ancestors. So you get to take it. But you know what else you get? The problems that come with it. Energy is energy. You play nigga games, you win nigga prizes. Welcome to Death Row, bitch. She's blaming it on Jay-Z. Here we go. The big Sag. She's blaming it on Jay-Z. She tied up in his bullshit in some way. And Marina, what nobody think about you? Not in the black community, but you sat down with that white man and did that interview and put yourself on my radar. Not that I haven't been, but nobody was studying you. But see how fear makes you self-sabotage? That's why fear is the devil. Because when you scared, you start doing all kind of erratic shit and not thinking clearly. None of us was thinking about you, actually, but you sat down with that lady and ended up on my timeline. Spirit wanted you to get checked. Absolutely. And since I know who be sending these bots, the message will get to you. It will. If it don't, you was meant to just go down. So the spirits could say, hey, I told you. Ain't my fault. Your power don't tell you where to look, where to go. Don't blame that on Jay-Z, girl. Now you feeling like I shouldn't have tapped my forehead with his because the energy he gave me back has piss in it. Marina, though, since this is a card of alchemy, both of y'all got piss in y'all forehead juice. And piss plus piss. The spirit said actually it's doo-doo. As soon as I said piss, spirit said piss. Let me rumble this thunder so you can know it's a little bit more heavy than pee. The rain is the pee. Let me thunder. They spirit energy got doo-doo in it. It's got fecal matter. There's an infection in there. She should have never did that alchemy with Jay-Z, is what she feels. And so I think she's going to want to do a ritual to try to, and she's going to do it to black gods. Yes, because all of them mostly are just whitewashed. But she's going to specifically appeal to a dark or African-based god who is going to hear her and laugh. I'm not playing. I'm not even joking. external energy. I don't know why this is the guy she interviewed. I don't know why he's significant. He must be a part of her coven or a part of their little secret society situation, trying to give her some good PR, help her feel like a victim. Because he was even saying that the people who put conspiracy theories around her are just kind of ignorant and aren't in the know. So he's one of them. He's just a good Judy trying to help out a friend do some PR. Because everybody's talking about the Epstein files, which y'all did on the island. Jay-Z was there. Jay-Z was doing forehead butts with Marina. She's a spirit cooker. And now Marina is like, I see where this is going. Hopes and fears. Speaking of those choppy waters, she wants to get out of them. What if I just drug you back too? I just feel like working a whole bunch of people. Everybody on my nerves today. See, I done threw up all last night and got all that toxicity out of me. And now I'm juiced up, thinking so clearly. See those waters that I kept saying? Spiritual waters that was getting choppy and making people act up. This the choppy ass water she trying to get out of. Not gonna work. Not going to work. And she's going to have to do a ritual to make Jay-Z get out of it, even though she doesn't like him. Because if he goes down, you don't get to walk away without all his dirt being aired out, and you're a part of it. So you need him to be able to get out of this so that you can too. This will be the last thing you do. And it's not for him. It's because of him. I don't see much change for you except the fact that you won't be able to make as much money because your clientele is going to go down. You will still have your white clients that you have always stood on. It's been the foundation of your business. You got popping because of Jay-Z. You will go back to your white client base because it's safer over there. And that tells me you ain't got no power. None. None. Because you're going to retreat back to where it's safe, and that's in the white people space. Girl, you such a fraud. You are a fraud. You got a little power, but only the power that the people give you. You're good at that. And that's a magician too. Playing Jedi mind tricks. And to be honest, that is magic. You make yourself look so powerful that other people believe it. And then based on the belief that they give you, you empower yourself. It's how the gods work. When we acknowledge them, when we give them offerings, they get juiced up. And the more we juice them up, the more they want to juice us up so we can juice them up even more. It's called a relationship. She was taking some of Jay-Z's juice, and then she got on in hip-hop. She was everywhere. Celebrity spirit cooking dinners with Kylie Jenner, Kanye, Jay-Z, all the who's in entertainment. And in exchange, he got clued in to the arts world, the elite art world. She taught him how to harness the spirit of Basquiat. Huh? He was Jay-Z when he bumped foreheads with her. He's been Basquiat ever since. Basquiat got unalived, though. They said by the powers that be. So careful when you harness someone's energy because he died young. So now you got to, thank you, Miss Poetic. I said it wrong. So now you got to fall off sooner than you expected to. Idiot. She didn't tell you this, though, because she wanted that forehead juice. But if you paid me what you paid her, I'd have told you. I'd have told you. Harness the spirits of one of the founding fathers. They all lived in power to be good and old. Only death made most of them relinquish their power. I'd have told you there's so many other options you could have chose. But a young man who died at his peak and at the peak of his youth, Jersey, for some art that you ain't even gonna be able to cash in because the art dealer's gonna be like, Jay-Z had this. And they ain't gonna want it in their house unless you go to trial and the feds start taking evidence and stuff out of your house, and they don't want to be associated with that shit. So y'all can't even get invited to y'all elite art shows anymore with the spirit cookers. Only thing y'all can do is go to the Africans because they the only ones who don't peep game enough or who don't gatekeep enough to not help y'all. They'll still help y'all. Even though if they had some wisdom about them, they'll tell y'all to kick rocks too. But go to the Africans because, you know, they love Black American and American culture. Child. All right, Marina. You don't want to be friends with the people no more. I see some Trump situation here. This is Trump. This is the US. You don't want to be too tied down with Jay-Z. And he got an enemy in the Trump administration. Girl, Marina, I'm so happy to read you and tell you, even though you probably won't see this, it's my opportunity to tell you, because you could see this. Bitch, you ain't got no juice, and nobody believes you. And I can't lie. Niggas be talking about this, niggas be talking about that. Exaggerating for these hoes. Oh, lame ass nigga, you whack. Bitch, you ain't got no juice, and nobody believes you. And I can't lie. That's Boosie Boo, for y'all who don't know. That's Lil Boosie, a proverb. You ain't got no juice, and nobody believes you. Marina be talking about this, Marina be talking about that. Exaggerating for these hoes. Oh, lame ass hoe, you whack. Bitch, you ain't got no juice. None. Because why you ain't picked up your... I see you picking up your stick, but girl, let me look at your stick because I want to see what you finna do. Pick it up and get chin checked. You're going to pick it up. You're going to try to go meditate in front of your altar and ain't going to hear shit. You used to hear stuff. Ain't going to hear nothing. Silence. Where'd they go? She going to be petitioning the spirits. Petitioning this time. Not acting in power. Commanding. Petitioning. Giving offerings and stuff. Because the spiritualist knows when shit start going awry, give an offering to the spirit. Somebody mad. Or hungry. She'll be offering. Hoping for some help. And look. Getting ignored. Because the spirits are focused on their children. Where the attention is supposed to go. The awakened spirits. And that's her. See, she on the way with her cup. And then she gonna get to the spiritual realm and say, here. Because this is her. And this is another realm, so to speak. This is the spiritual realm. The invisible realm. This is her offering her prayer and petition. And this is what it looks like on the other side to the person she's petitioning. But the person you're petitioning doesn't want your prayer or your offering because it's found itself more fulfilled in the upright cups. The upright cups, my dear. Depart from me. I don't know you. You will pray, you will pray, you will pray, but you will not be able to get Jay-Z out of this for the both of you. So the outcome is that you'll just go back to the people that you used to, the white ones. And no matter which way you flip this card, it's loss and poverty. So that tells me the spirit that used to entertain y'all is gone. Where is it? Not in the Five of Pentacles. In this Fire Five, it's with the people. You're screwed. Not saying you particularly, but your days on top are done. Because you got to go back to the seasonless white community. And ain't no spirit, ain't no soul over there. So y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all doing arts and crafts. Y'all doing skits and plays. But there's no real energy or power being shifted. And you want to know why? It's because it's being sucked away from the black people that you like to hang with. Even though they black, it's leaving them too. Oh yes, and that's why they're in the predicament they're in. And none of the Orishas will step up to save you. Beyonce, being a daughter of Oshun, should be able to still command top dollar, still get top ticket sales, and her image should be unblemished. Anything should have happened to Beyonce to make her look like the perpetual victim so that nothing can touch her. Jay-Z would have went down alone, and it would have been in a way where she looks innocent no matter what she's done. That, because of the amount of influence and attention she brought to Oshun, Oshun would have given you that. You brought her daughters to her, most of which had been under a slumber of Western Christianity. You woke them up and sent her daughters back to her, many of which weren't playing, many of which were very serious and are still with her. And you turned around and went back to the same shithole that you went to her to get you out of. And she did. And so because of your bravery, despite how you felt, she would have held you down. But no. Which leads me to my final message. Whether you acknowledge yourself or not, if you got a spirit in your body, then you're a spiritualist. But nobody acts that way. We all make decisions every day and blame whatever lack of resource, whatever reason that we feel like, so we should be able to do whatever. But if you don't live intentionally, then you can't expect to see any new type of situation on this earth. There's a saying, be the change that you want to see. Well, this message now, after I've completed Marina, is for the witch bitches. This is going out to my fellow sisters and brethren. And this might not be too cutesy, because there's a problem that the spirits have been having, and I touched on it as I was getting ready to speak on Marina. Specifically those who practice any of the spiritual arts. This one isn't specifically going out to the psychic girlies and the reader girlies. This is to those who get their hands in the field. Okay, the practitioners. The spirits said, judgment starts at our house. Because before the Divine Mother can send out her daughters to get people really in formation, you have to be checked out. Unfortunately, that time has come. I think it's still going, but the spirits have already checked us out and determined. You can't think just because you practice, you're going to be chosen as a soldier Only those who are prepared and ready for battle will be sent out to battle. Otherwise, you're going to get us all killed. We see all the judgment beginning in the earth. But baby, that's nothing on what will come to you niggas and hoes. And I say that with all love. That's a term of endearment for me. When I'm mad, I don't call you bitch, hoe, none of that. I stay real quiet. You better watch my hands. But it will be worse for us. And we will be made examples of when the Divine Mother gets up off of her throne. When the Empress gets off of her throne, takes her crown, sets it on the seat, and steps into the Justice card and picks up her sword, which is what she's doing. And she's had to check in her kids, the ones that call themselves by the God's names, whichever God you choose. They checked you. You don't think the Divine Godmother called all to the other emanations of God and said, okay, in all of your systems, in all of your houses, all of y'all got initiates and all that shit. Which ones? Which ones from y'all tribe should I choose? Imagine Oshun giving her report on who should go to battle with the Divine Mother with the guaranteed victory on her behalf. Not Beyonce. Not y'all waist beads wearing assholes, because I don't even see y'all no more. Most of y'all baby mama in the baby mama BBL clubs now. Y'all went from being spiritual hoes to having to drop the spiritual and just be the hoes. And that's fine. But y'all got weeded out real quick. Real quick. All it took was for some hotep niggas to come run through y'all. As soon as y'all got wifed up, because along with the new spiritual movement was the new movement of having a different girl. These are the good girls, the spiritual girls. So all the men went over there to the spiritual girls thinking that y'all was different and found out that y'all was spiritual-ish hoes. So y'all had to drop that spiritual stuff real quick, because now y'all regular influencer girls. Just with a line going down y'all face like that. And a black dot. So the Divine Mother has already been sifting, and I told y'all this 2 years ago in my Pluto and Aquarius reading. I was on one then. I dropped so many gems in that time frame. I said we were going to be targeted. But before that, the wheat and the tares between us and the spiritual community was going to be separated. Ain't nobody going to target y'all hoes. For what? They're going to use y'all. They're going to start platforming you so that y'all can be controlled opposition, so that y'all could be the spiritual movement leaders. They platform spiritualists too. That's why some of them are really, 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 really popular. But, like on social media, some of them get a lot of views. If you're in this line of work and you are really using your gift in an effective way, then you'll thrive, but you're going to have to fight for it. Because ain't nobody going to want to platform you and have you expose shit that really matters. They don't care about all that other stuff. They let me sit on here and talk about celebrities all the time. Unless I touch on something that's getting too close to something that matters, they'll troll the shit out of me or sabotage the live so that I lose connection. I don't think I've been in the algorithm for weeks. They're not scared of you hoes. Nevertheless, Spirit said, tell my children, it was about 2 or 3 years ago when you delivered that first message, deliver another one. Most High Mother and Father God, I feel compelled to come and be a voice in the wilderness. I feel like a bird circling in the sky. Ah! Ah! And the sky is dark and gray. I'm trying to let everybody know that something's coming. The rain is coming. I hear you, Miss Poetic. Better get in formation, baby. Spirit, what message do you have to the witches and the warlocks? There's one in my belly. Start it out for me. I know what it tastes like. Tell me how to deliver it. Tell me how to cook it up and serve it. To the witches and the warlocks, they want me to specifically call them the witches and the warlocks, not the spiritual community. Witches and warlocks. Everybody in the community ain't spiritual. Just because they can manifest something don't mean nothing. That means you're a scientist. You know some science about yourself. Don't let your past hold you back, because it just might. It just might. I'm curious about how some of you girls and guys, you witches and warlocks, got into this way of life. Because I don't believe the majority of the spiritualists I see around today were born this way. Anointed by whom? You know, anointing looks like what they call babies being born with a veil over their eyes. You don't find out that you're anointed as an adult. I'm telling you. I've been in the church community. I've been in the spiritual community. I've been all over the spiritual community. Everybody, even inside the church, because there's a lot of spiritually gifted people inside the church, especially the Black church. You can still go there for healing, and you get the right person and you can be healed. All of the ones that I know and I respect, even pastors and stuff in the church, in the minds of them and their family, they technically been preaching since they came out the womb. It's been on you. It's been in you. And I don't believe anybody starts out reading cards without having a natural, because anybody can learn what cards mean. You still gonna be wrong, which is why a lot of the people only do collectives, zodiacs. They scared to be wrong. A lot of them don't even do personal readings because they can't. You don't find out that you're anointed when you grow up and spirituality is a thing. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B got everybody, all you hoes calling yourselves anointed. And let me tell you something, ain't neither one of them hoes. Nicki Minaj is, her talent is her anointing. Cardi B is a great entertainer. Spiritual anointing, the real meaning of anointing, neither one of them blood clot hoes. Because, never mind. Nah, who they run to when shit get bad? A man. Nicki Minaj ran to Jesus. Y'all Jesus. Remember I told y'all Trump? Cardi B ran to any man that says they gonna heal her. Ain't none of y'all hoes ever just said, to the death I ride, and then found yourself standing alone in a sea of dead bodies. Ain't none of them said that. Nicki got close, but she got scared. And she prayed about it, and Jesus told her Trump. Because Trump, anyways, but ain't none of them hoes pulled out they sword and said, I ride to the death. Because that's what a queen does. She leads a kingdom. And that's what somebody who has a real anointing in them does. It's a fearlessness, the peace that passes all understanding. All you know is righteousness. At that moment, you die. So if you do die in the cause, you have no consciousness of it, because the moment you stood up and said, I fight to the death, you don't get a chance to experience the brutality of it because you died then. In your mind, you're ready to sacrifice for what you believe in. So you don't get stung, even if you end up on the battlefield laid out. You don't feel it. The last thing you remember is riding off into battle, strong, mighty, powerful, and victorious. You get to die believing that you were victorious. And you were, because fighting other people don't matter. Fighting yourself matters. So once you defeat death or the fear of death, the sting of death within yourself, you don't be scared to stand up on what you believe in. But you hoes are. You hoes are. Because a lot of y'all have been recruited into the industries and the high places, and you have been benefiting from being spiritual bed wenches to these elites. And you will be kicked out too. You better find you some roots about yourself. You better find you some purpose and meaning besides money in these spiritual streets, because it's getting real out here and everybody ain't playing. Debo said he wanted his money and everybody ain't playing. Smokey. You're very close to achieving your goal, but in reverse, you hoes that love dancing under the moon, naked in the trees, and ain't did shit but have an orgy. All you moon goddesses, and I just want to just flout around like a fairy in the forest. Oh, lucky me charms. When was y'all saying, bring me wisdom, bring me knowledge and wisdom, so that I can defeat my own demons, so that I can ascend to my own Godhead? When did you all say that? How do I ascend to my own Godhead? How do I overcome my own demons and devils? But you so focused on, oh, me lucky charms, do, under the moon. Oh, me titty under the moon. So that y'all can be seen on Pinterest as daughters of the moon. And then somebody will come in your DM and ask you for a reading or a spell. And you'll do it. And you'll get paid and they'll get nothing. You know, the moon is a mirror. If you're going to be naked, and the point of being naked under the moon is to bear yourself. Not just bear yourself, but actualize yourself. You have to be self-actualized. That's the purpose of being naked and dancing under the moon, which is a mirror. It represents the celebration or the invocation of self-awareness. Here I am, naked in front of the universal mirror. Let me see into myself clearly so I know what to get out, what to overcome, what's good, what's bad. Y'all just out there because somebody on Hocus Pocus show told y'all to go dance under the moon, and you don't know why you're doing it, talking about drawing down the rays of the moon. And the birds is out there judging y'all in the trees. Y'all is drawing down attention from owls who judge y'all. Who are them bitches? Who? I don't know. Who are them hoes? I don't know. Who sent them? I don't know. Who told them to take their clothes off? A girl. Who, child? Let me go on up. What else is in these trees at nighttime but the owls? Who, them hoes? Ooh, child, I'm preaching tonight. Members live canceled. We'll have to do it tomorrow. I can't. I'm hot. I'm sweating. I'm hungry. I'm preaching. It's raining. Help. Help me, please. Ooh, see, y'all hoes, y'all don't never read till you sweat. That's how I know y'all ain't reading shit. Y'all don't get hot, bothered, or nothing. I'm about to pull my whole, because I record in a bra. I'm about to pull this shit off. Wig, scarf, clothes, everything. It's hot. Work through your fears. While you're under the moon, it's so that you can work through your shadow side. But y'all want to go out there and do sex magic orgies. Because Marina them told y'all that that was the key. Not doing no work. And you don't want to. And that's how I know the spirit ain't in y'all. Because when you're anointed, the first thing you do Even if it don't hit you, you seek out self-improvement. You seek out shadow work, because those who are anointed are marked by the hallmark of trauma. When you are truly called from birth and after birth, you're going to go through some things in life. You will get initiated by the spirits, and life will teach you. Y'all hoes live great. Y'all should, shit. Y'all just get the chance to wake up one day and choose to be this, when we had to learn to surrender to it. Nobody wants, listen, only somebody who isn't called to this life seeks this life. Only people who are not called to this position will seek it out. Only the people who ain't got the juice will think that it tastes good going down. That's how I be knowing y'all hoes ain't real, because y'all thirst for this when there is a mantle to wear, a cross to bear, and a price to pay. And most of us have been paying it since the moment we were birthed into this world, before we had a chance to understand what we were going through. We were thrown at it and told, you'll figure it out, you'll learn. The tools are there. So, bitch, y'all ain't anointed with shit. Because what you went through to learn the anointing, you didn't go through any of the wine pressing to get the oil, okay? Y'all ain't been pressed to get no oil. So where is the anointing? Y'all hoes better off eating one of my strawberries. It's more anointing on my bit off strawberry. But I say y'all hoes in love. I'm not trying to come for y'all. I gotta get a message how I give messages, and I pop my shit. I got an Aries moon, North Node, Jupiter, Eros, and a few other asteroids to hit y'all ass with. Look, a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Y'all dancing under the moon for nothing, and the moon says, I pick one. I pick one. Because y'all too busy tootsie rolling under the moon with no clothes on. I stood under the moon and sent one of my abusers to the afterlife accidentally. I done did that whole naked under the moon, but I wasn't dancing. I just be naked all the time. I just be naked all the time. And just so happened to sit under the moon, wrote a letter because I wanted to heal. I wanted to heal. I was at this phase where I was raw. My daddy had just got out of prison. My dream was fulfilled. I got my daddy back, and he abandoned me again. And I was raw. I was hurting. My marriage was weird. I was bleeding, falling apart. I was at home alone so much. The house just seemed to suffocate me. Even praying inside the house, it made me feel like God couldn't hear me. So I would go outside and sit on my boat. And I'd lay out on the boat with my blanket, my blunts, my notebook. And I would start writing down the pain that I wanted to leave behind. Well, I got to the pain of molestation from my cousin, a female cousin. And I always empathize with her because, like I said, there's a history of abuse in my family and in a lot of people's families. But she molested me when she was 14 and I was 8. It happened a few times. And I, instead of hating her because I'm anointed, I always knew whatever happened to me, whatever she did to me was done 10 times worse to her. You could look at her and see the pain on her. And everybody talked about allegations of her being fondled by adults too, and possibly even being beat by her daddy, which later on she was. My cousin said Gerald used to beat my mama and Tiki. So for some reason, I could not blame her. I couldn't even feel any anger towards her. I felt empathy and sympathy. We shared an abuse. And I felt more anger towards the grown adults who did that to her. She had such a hard life, and it was hard since the moment that she was abused. She struggled with drugs, she struggled with prostitutions, and she died of an overdose. So that's why I don't like molesters. But that night, underneath the moon, I was crying tears because I was so raw in pain. And I just felt like shit. Maybe God will hear me outside. And I wrote down this long list of the pain that I felt, the pain that she probably felt, and how that joined us together in trauma, how that bound us in trauma. And I saw my life falling apart, and I said, I won't let the bind of our shared trauma take me down, because she's going down. I'm not going to let it take me down. And so I decided to release her. So after I wrote it down, I forgave her for what she did to me. And I asked, or I hoped, that she'd be able to fully heal from what was done to her. And I had a glass with me, and I folded that bitch up, and I lit it on fire, and I held it until I couldn't hold it, and I dropped it in that glass, and it burned down to ashes. Got off the boat, went to bed. 6 o'clock that morning, my mama called and said, Tiki is dead. Gone. Gone. They found her with a needle in her arm in the bathroom of a gas station. Her favorite Laconas, though, and her favorite choice of drugs. She couldn't take life anymore. She had gotten out of the hospital 2 weeks, and they told her, you can't even smoke cigarettes anymore. You can't do any more drugs, or you will be in the morgue. And I believe she chose to go out the way that she might enjoy. Hi. Life was too much for her. And that is what you do under the moon. I'm not saying take people out, because I had no idea that was going to happen. But why you hoes ain't under the moon, and why you hoes not calling on the spirits, helping work through your shadow self? Clarify, Spirit, this message to the witches and warlocks. You all have been wasting the universe's time. And imagine finding out that you've been wasting the universe's time in days like this. That would make me feel, I just would feel like, what have I done with my life? That I've got the attention of the universe and found out that I've been wasting its time. The real work is where the keys to magic are. On the magician card, on that table, there's every element. You have to go through all of those elements and collect from them so that you can employ yourself later on when you become a practicing magician. That's why love spells and chaos has been running rampant. More STDs than ever. Because you hoes are wooing based on your lower selves. What is this message? Don't let your past hold you back. We'll start there. Break it down one by one. Don't let your past hold you back. To the witches and warlocks, child, because they letting it. Two of Wands. How many of you all got into this because of where it could take you? It's okay. I know it's none of y'all in here, but I'm speaking to the collective now. Whether people are in this live, when I deliver this message, it will be heard. Every ear will hear, even if in their gut, in their intuition. How many of you always got into this to see where it would take you? Who wanted to get into it so they can get online and build some sort of brand for themselves on social media? Somebody said I look like Jay-Z. A troll said that. Let me tell you something. If you think I'm going to take that as an insult, I don't. Jay-Z is a black man, and he has black features. And I'm not the kind of woman who picks on black features because I don't think they're unattractive. I think they're black. So you failed to insult me. Now, how many of you troll assholes who mad at this message and that came in my live got on here because y'all wanted to be online girlies? It says don't let your past hold you back, but this is exactly what this means. We are checking and clocking everybody who, when the real spiritual awakening came, hopped onto it like a bandwagon for the opportunities. You've been clocked. I would hate to be clocked by the spirit in this way. I know plenty of people who do. I've done consultations with people. I've had a busted baby that used to be on here, and they have a spiritual shop in California, and they sent me like a cleansing bath or something. And maybe I've never said it online, but I never used that shit. And they stopped being my client. And I don't know why. They said they was gonna book a service and never did. But this person would come to me for consultations and try to tell me. It's like because she felt like she was a spiritualist too, because she had a spiritual shop, that she could tell me. And so she would book a consultation with me, but then spend most of the time trying to tell me what the issues were. And it's almost what I picked up from her spirit was it was a lack of humility. She didn't like that she felt compelled to come to me when she felt like she should have been spiritual and powerful enough on their own. So she would come to me because she knows she needs to, but it's almost like she would resent it the whole way. And in those regards, there's nothing I can tell you because you know every fucking thing. That's how it would get out. She swore the Illuminati was after her. She swore people were gang stalking her shop, all kinds of stuff. I didn't see that. She hadn't been into spirituality for that long. It's like she woke up one day and decided to get a spiritual shop, and that's literally a store. That's when she became a spiritualist. So it was really just to sell stuff in California because it's a market there for it. She sent me some stuff and I didn't use that. I actually just threw it away because, and not that I don't appreciate things people sent me. I just told April to send me something. I want April to send me something because I see the spirit around April. She got so many of the dead walking with her that love her because she takes such good care of them before their funerals. And so, yes, if April told me she's been experimenting with some stuff, send me that shit. I'll test it out. I trust you and I support you. When I see that anointing on you, I support it. But she stopped dealing with me. I never heard from her again. And I actually just saw her pop up on my Instagram or something because I still follow her, but she hasn't been active that long. And it looks like she's still in her store. But I didn't use that shit because I don't trust her. And it's not that I don't trust her intentions. I don't trust anybody that just gets up in their kitchen because they think they know a thing or two about a science and then think I'm about to experiment it on me. I didn't see no spiritual power in this lady. And I, in fact, felt like she came to me because at first I think she wanted me to confirm her spiritual prowess. And then when I couldn't even confirm to her that the Illuminati were after her, that let me know that she really, saw herself that way. And I didn't see it. And I think she got frustrated because she believed it so much. But I can't fight against people's paranoias. Some people got into magic because it seemed lucrative, but y'all ain't got all of this. The Queen of Pentacles is a black woman. Pentacles are black people. Some wands usually are to me. And then cups and air signs are usually indicative of white people. Fire and earth usually show up as black people. You guys got into it for the opportunity, and I'm not saying everybody. I'm speaking to the specific subgroup or wherever the shoe fits. But the power will always rest on the lap of those that are one with this earth. You see that she's one with the earth. So she is the queen of the earth element. It will rest comfortably with her. This green, that shows that she's Venusian from her head down to her motherfucking feet, like the Empress. This white and red, the same color she wore on the Justice card. This lets me know that both are, this card is a representation of Venus, just like the Empress, just like Justice. But Venus rules both Libra and Taurus. Justice and Empress. So the Divine Mother rests on the lap of her daughters that also are made up of this earth. We're birthed from the womb of this earth. We're brown like this earth. Our cultures, you trace back to the beginning of being able to trace history. We go back farther than that, but current history can only pick up where we left off. It will always come back to her and the ones who sit upright on their throne. This is a stone throne, meaning standing on business. Can't be swayed by fame, popularity, or trends. I spoke about how a whole aesthetic of spiritual girlies, I don't even see them no more. They was the first wave to get taken out because they were the easiest. Wave by wave. You bitches will have to get down and lay down. And since this is a black woman, I ain't saying the other girlies aren't daughters either. I'm saying this science came from somewhere and it was taught to everyone else. And you have to look at the oldest human beings on this earth to figure out where the rest of civilization learned any motherfucking where for anything. This stone that this queen sits on, it's truth. It's unmovable. It's not opinion. It's not trend. It's a stone throne, unmoving, unbreakable. And she sits on it comfortably. It survived. It's been here since generations, since the beginning of time, since the abundance of the earth in the garden, when the woman gave birth and placed her children in that garden and told them to be fruitful and multiply and subdue it. And the Divine Mother sat there amongst her children, and she hasn't left amongst her children. So the power, even if it's been usurped and passed around to other people and mishandled, when it's time to be called back, it will be in the lap of her children. That is where you will get the source and the true truth from. Everybody else, you'll be living in a delusion. You better find you somebody who sits on this throne. You better find you her. Find one of her. So let's don't let your past hold you back. You're very close to achieving your goal, but in reverse, meaning psych. Thank you, Miss Poetic. I am actually in the early stages of planning a tarot course. I have to go through my material to see how long the course will last, so I can tell you guys how long the course will last, but I'm working on it. I've had so many requests, and I don't think you guys should learn from too many people out there online, because You're not an effective tarot reader if you don't also have a gift. You need the gift because there are so many occult secrets in here that if you don't have no higher entity whispering in your ear and helping you, if you're not tapped in with your own gift that's tried and true that you can depend on, you're going to be all over the place. So you need some experience in being a seer already. I always say cards are glasses. They're just glasses. They help you see the fine details. Without them, you can see the broad picture. The cards, you put them on and you can see all the fine print. They're reading glasses. Thank you. Work through your fears. We got, okay, work through your fears. That's where I'm at. Oh no, you're very close to achieving your goal, but not. Change is upon us, and it will creep upon you guys in the community like a thief in the night. This is y'all appearing to be so enlightened. Got the sun on you. So you're shining bright. You're enlightened. You're almost famous. You guys are celebrities in this online social media, or not even online, but just in this trendy spiritual community. You guys have been able to put crowns on your head and get a lot of money, a lot of clout, jewels, and robes. The world thinks you guys are gurus, but then change comes and looks down on you. The only one it won't look down on is its messenger. The messenger, the true messenger with the Rosicrucian flower here. Because truth has been made occult. It's been silenced. There is a hidden secret about death and change that you hoes don't know. Because you wouldn't think about this flag in this picture. But this is the silence. They say high blood pressure is a silent killer. Consider this high blood pressure. You hoes gonna be in the middle of your social media. Ah, yes, I see. Yes, let me do a love spell. And boom, juice gone. One day you're gonna wake up, ain't gonna have no clients. Can I show all my nails? I did my nails, of course. I did them myself. Some sort of cat eye color. And I'm gonna switch it out because I got this red one that I got. Cause see, it's a cat eye because it comes with the magnet. I got this nice red one because I'm a red nail girl. I feel naked without it. And I'm wearing all black to this car show and those chap boots. So a nasty red nail, like a cat eye nail. Yes. I know you hoes, grandmas told y'all red nails was for hoes, but y'all ended up becoming hoes without the red nails. I wear the red nails and I ain't no hoe. I keep my panties clean. All right, work through your fears. Where we at? Death. Change is upon the spiritual community. Some of you guys will survive, some won't. We'll see a renaissance in the spiritual community too, meaning a lot of the people who had clout will lose it, and a lot of the people who are no names or didn't have that much clout will gain it, only because they're actually tapped in with the spirits, and so the spirit can actually use them as a vessel. In this day of heavenly war, why would a spirit choose you if you can't help it? If you can't help it, what good are you? The devil, death and the devil is what is in you all. Behind you're very close to achieving your goal, meaning y'all think y'all finna continue getting clout and money off of the spirits, and they said you're about to get something else. Anybody who is in the position of spiritual God leadership, you will be worse off than anyone. And that does not just go for the pastors, that goes for you too. This is what's your portion. The time is coming to a close when you all are able to parade around off of just clout and vibes. And even if you do have a little bit of gift, you better start asking your spirits in which way you can serve the greater good versus just throwing it out for money. Do y'all not see how the world is going? Your money is about to be obsolete. The only thing that will matter is who you are and what you got in you. Those people will be making money. The spirits will say, once we come through and get all the rubbish out of the way, we'll make sure you pick up their spoils. But y'all, witches and warlocks, 7, judgment is upon you, and you will not be on the. This 3 major arcanas behind. You're not very close to achieving your goals. All up under the moon, like it's cute because it's an aesthetic. Y'all got that from the Wiccan girls. They didn't even tell you why they was doing it. Y'all just went out and copied. Are they able to tell you? Listen, to my members, y'all know how the moon works. They can't tell you guys that because they don't know. All they could tell y'all was that we're drawing down energy from the moon. The moon, all y'all hoes was doing was making y'all periods come on earlier and getting hornier. If the moon sways or controls your emotions, then ask the moon to help you see into those waters so you know what's under there. Not drawing down on the energy. When it's a full moon, the tides are high as fuck and the waters are chaotic. That's all you girls were doing by drawing down on the moon, is making your emotions more chaotic, making yourselves more emotional, more hormonal, more fertile, not more spiritual necessarily. There's a portion reserved to you, and you know who you are because you do not seek the spirits to make you better. You seek the spirits and you do the rituals only for money, only for fame. You want to get a rich baby daddy. You want to become a celebrity witch because celebrities have money. So you'll be no different from the popes and the priests. Good luck with that, because I'd hate to see these 3 specifically, especially with judgment in reverse, behind you're very close to achieving your goal, but psych, good luck to you, hoes. Now work through your fears. That's what you're supposed to be using the spirituality for. Evolution. Self-actualization. Working through your shadow self. But all you hoes want is money. Money, luxury, and to be the number one. You guys want to have your voice heard. I know exactly who this is, child. There's somebody, listen, I know y'all think I might hate this person, and I don't say their name anymore because if I clock a bitch once, that means I've looked at them in their soul and I've seen who they are and I've seen if there's going to be any change. I don't come for this person's gift, but they usually only come as the harbinger of doom. They can talk about or do readings on the Black community when somebody's about to go to jail, or somebody might have unalived someone, or there might be a conspiracy. But when they talk about their community, they're just deep diving into that person's life and death. But this person only comes to announce when someone is going down. I also noticed when that person shifted into investing a lot of time in the Black community because of how it paid off. Once that person struck gold with you niggas, did a reading that other black readers have said, once y'all heard that person say it, that white person say it, y'all bowed the fuck down, and y'all still doing it. And when that person needs to make some money on their YouTube, they will drop a video about a black celebrity and how they're about to go down. And y'all run up a bag for that person. But that's y'all fault. Because that person ain't never been able to give y'all a message from the divine. Ain't never been able to tell y'all what the spirits are saying to you, but can tell you everything about a person's dead person's spirit. Child. Nevertheless, the work through your fears. Knight of Swords, child. The Hierophant reverse. I ain't even gonna say what that meant, but somebody wasn't scared to call out when they saw hijacking of energy. And a lot of you bitches, I'm talking about you black ones in the spiritual community, got up under my comments and tried to read me for filth. And I was so disappointed, but not surprised at you whores. Because when I clocked some of who you whores were, I noticed that y'all was those Love and Light Collective girls. And I thought, no wonder. Ain't no spirit in none of y'all. And the moment the sword of truth comes out, it's going to shake up some shit. It's absolutely going to. But that's what oracles do. They're visionaries, they're innovators, and they initiate change, even on invisible realms. So that's the message. Now, Spirit, since you told me to deliver this message, I'm going to just pull and see what the Spirit has to say on a deeper level for the spiritualists, and then I'll go. And I'm hot and I'm tired. Y'all, I didn't know I was going to be preaching like this, but I'm sorry, we can't do that invocation of Anana because that'll take a long time. It requires me to do a chant. It requires me to tap in, and I thought I could, but this message went on too long, and I'm putting a lot of energy into delivering it. If y'all can see how perspired my forehead has gotten, my face has gotten, I'm hot. Like I'm about to really, actually, I'm just take the sleeves off. I've been brothel in front of you guys many times back in the day, so I really don't care about this part, but I'm hot. All right. Because them hoes be trying to look cute for y'all. I'm up here trying to survive. Giving this word. All right. Oh, Spirit, y'all better pay me big after this. Because y'all, listen, I don't even let my spirits play with me like that. I'm out here slaving, sweating, working hard, dehydrated with an empty stomach. I didn't even have the energy to do this today, but I pulled myself together because I said I have to be consistent to my schedule. Ooh, spirits, y'all know y'all better run it up because y'all know how I like to be treated. I do one for you, you do one for me. Because people, I don't get no kind of gratification for the work that I do from the world. Now, from my busted babies and my community and my clients, yes. But from the world, no. So many people, y'all been locked out from finding the truth. So many people called me bitter and jealous and all that stuff when I used to hide my gifts. I ran from my calling for so long. There's nobody in this world that I could be jealous of because my gifts are so strong. I don't know anybody as strong as me. Y'all ain't seen what I can do. And it led me to I still have to walk light. I'm the new black sheep of my family and everybody likes me. But because of my spirituality, some of the elders, like my own mother, she don't know how. She don't know how to really relate to me on a soul level because she understands that there are things that she doesn't agree with me, but she's very in disagreement with my spirituality. So there are boundaries between us and a place that she doesn't try to go because she doesn't want to fully reject me. And if she sees me in all my glory, she knows she will outright reject me. So she kind of buries her head in the sand with me just so that she won't be forced with choosing her Jesus over her firstborn. But in actuality, she already has. She already has if she has to look the other way to who I am. You know how that feels? Y'all know how it feels to battle your own mind and think you crazy for all you. It's so many things that come with this when you got that energy, that ashe. People want it. You don't know why you under attack, being molested at an early age, being sabotaged by your friends, the ones that seek you out, love bomb you, and then sabotage you. They all want that energy. The men, they can't, you're irresistible to them. Now they can't be with you because something in you makes them feel inferior, but they want to see what it is and they want to taste it. So they want to experience the energy with not submitting to it. You hoes don't know what that's like. You hoes get your legs turned to the moon every weekend. My spirits won't let nobody near me. And Papa Legba, he don't let nobody. He don't let no man. No man. Not even the ones that I want. He says none of them. None of them. You share your body with us. So whoever you share it with, we got to check them out. And we said no. 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 These men can barely deal with the unself-aware women that they got. What they gonna do with you except try to kill you? Because you bring out an insecurity in them every time, even when you trying to call them. I mentioned this to a client. When you are called to this path, especially in this day, maybe not the previous times, but we're in a different time now. Think about how your mama might feel giving birth to something that is greater spiritually than her. And this ain't even saying better. We're reincarnated ancients. We've come here for the end times that you all read of, but those are those people's end days. Those are the end of their days. We have come to make it happen. So we were born with a certain purpose and power to help us achieve it. One that our mothers and grandmothers didn't have. And it's no shade to them, but they weren't born in the generation to do this work. My mother says she always, when she was pregnant with me, felt like there was a dark spirit and she tried to pray it out. That was power she felt, but it was fearful to her. Just like this kind of spirituality, she's afraid of it because it's so powerful. Why you ain't afraid of Jesus if it's so powerful? People fear power. And even if you don't outright fear it, it gives you a little bit of, now that's power. Don't nobody really believe Jesus has power because look at how people take his name in vain. People live how they want to. And when somebody calls them out about it, then they can say, only God can judge me. Jesus says, come as you are, and all that stuff. Y'all don't even believe God is powerful because y'all wouldn't play with anything that you thought really had power. You just wouldn't. Nobody does that. Y'all don't play with Trump. Y'all don't play with y'all bosses. And you don't play around when the police come because y'all know what they can do. Y'all don't really believe Jesus is powerful, but y'all do believe that voodoo is because you're scared of it. That fear means that you believe that it has some power to do something. Message to the spiritualists, the ones in the seats, the ones who've been doing this for shits and giggles. In my opinion, they all need to get out. They all need to get out. A lot of us have things to say, and people who need it, the ground that needs the seed to be planted, they can't weed their way through the forest. Cut them down. Cut them all down. Cut them all down. There's work to be done. And y'all talking about Geminis, it's going to be love this month. Who the fuck wants to fall in love right now? I mean, we should, but those who are self-aware and healed and actively doing stuff, they're the only ones that need to be pairing up with each other, because the rest of y'all need to do some work so that we don't keep having failed relationships and families. Spirit, let's talk to the spiritualists. We're not talking to the collective of humanity. We're talking to those who have placed themselves in seats of power and authority with the spirits, and even those that you have called and truly anointed. All of them. What do you have to say? I shall speak to us. Here, here, present position, there is a divine message being sent out. But I can guarantee you who the majority of the people who this message to is to follow, not me. I don't know how many times I go on a social media platform that's talking about some of the stuff going on today, and they quote a prediction from a certain white lady. It never fails me. It never fails. I don't follow this lady anywhere, but it's almost like the algorithm wants to taunt me and make me feel a little insecure, because sometimes I feel like I'm screaming at the top of my lungs and 2 people hear me. And that's unfortunate, because this message is for the collective of people who look like me. I don't even see them listening to the other people. I'm not the only one delivering these messages. There are others like me. They in the same boat I'm in. It's like, imagine somebody that you love is on a boat and you can see that that boat is taking on water, but they can't. And you're on the shore like, hey, that boat got a leak. And they just paddling their way out deeper into the sea because they see a shiny island out there, even though the island is an illusion. It's an illusion. It's actually the deepest part of the ocean. And there's a whirlpool down there that can suck you under. But you've hallucinated and seen an island. And I'm like, hey, stop. And you're like, bitch, shut up. You just mad because you ain't on a boat. And then when y'all say that, I'd be like, hey, bitch, I don't want to be on y'all. You know what? All right. Let me pick up my beach chair, pull down my little umbrella, get my cooler, and head to the car, because fuck them. I ain't even calling 911. Somebody will find them maybe under the seat. Currently, there is a divine message being sent out to the spiritual community. Only those who are born again will hear it. All of your faves, all of your fave readers, because most of y'all patronize a couple, all of them within this week. Several people dreamt of me this week, the same week that Spirit told me to send a message out to the spiritualists. All of your faves should have a message from the divine this week. All of them, because it's being broadcast. Either they hear it and don't share it, or they don't hear it. I've seen other spiritualists who heard it. I have. I fuck with them. Shout out to Vicky Dillard. She been doing this longer than me, but I didn't know about her until recently. But she be on point too. If anybody's feeding y'all collective readings this week, zodiac readings, and they ain't saying there's collective message being sent out, or if they ain't saying I need to take a break this week to recalibrate, I don't trust them. I don't care who they are. I don't trust them. This tells me there's a message going out to all of us. A divine message. This is judgment. We are not in the love spell era anymore. We can't focus on that shit. Nine of Wands in reversed is their challenge. Now, how did they collect all of these people that depend on them when their staff is upside down and they're injured? The challenge is some of them aren't awakened enough in their mind. A lot of them are still impacted by societal ideas, traditions, and things like that. A lot of them are trying to bring their own ideas into it, their Christian ideas into it, their colonized ideas into it. And for the ones who ain't got no business here, they just make shit up as they go. What they do have, though, is influence. They know how social media works. They know how influencing on social media works. So it is a staff that they lean on, but it's in reverse. It has no power. And then they've collected all these people who also are losing power or not using power. Eastern Stars and Masonry. My grandma was an Eastern Star. I don't think she was that active. I know she was one, but I ain't never see her hang with them hoes. My grandmother thought she was better than everybody. And she she did. She would always say, they ain't smarter than us. They not smarter than me. Don't nobody look better than y'all. Y'all my grandchildren. Ain't nobody smarter than y'all. Y'all my grandchildren. She would always say that. My mama used to get salty. She'd be like, so I ain't y'all mama? Girl, but you ain't as smart as them. My paternal side of the family are geniuses. My mom and them, they good religious people. If they mind started thinking, they gonna stop thinking if it triggers a thought that's contrary to their religious beliefs. But she thought she was better than everybody. So even though she was an Eastern Star, I ain't never see her hang with them hoes. Because she was a leader. She was the line leader. She didn't want to be led. She started her own um, nonprofit traveling company and all. She started her own newspaper. She had the first and only black run newspaper in Marion County, the Tri-County Challenger. It was her newspaper. She'd be at her house every weekend on that typewriter, getting it together. So yeah, she joined them hoes, but she wasn't sitting with them hoes. Y'all glitching? Can you hear me now? Can you? Yeah. Okay. Past position. This is actually going to the houses that initiated people. You guys are responsible for this. In the past position, that's who's responsible, or that's what brought us here. There was a true spiritual awakening. And you know what them spiritual houses did? They saw everybody getting more spiritual and they start charging y'all thousands of dollars to find out your roots. You had to pay $2,000 here to get initiated in Santeria, $3,000 here to get initiated in Paolo so you can pay for a pot and all that shit. The spirit said, what is this? What is this going on at here? They made the awakening so that we can come back and then we can be empowered. Y'all gate kept it, something that the spirits flung the doors open to, which is why your judgment will be worse. How dare you get in the way of the spirits? See the spirits making a spiritual movement and then capitalize off of it. And then all y'all initiated a bunch of people with nothing but money to offer to your houses, to your gods. Near future consequences. This was the Beyonce card. When you associate yourself with some shit, you also get the consequences. So in the near future, we will see the consequences. consequences of the choices that you made. And some of y'all are watching this video. Some of y'all gonna feel hit, or some of y'all might want to change. Go to your altars tonight and check with your spirits to see if you've been on point. Book a consultation. Knight of Swords reverse. This is power unused. Actually, power abused. Double-minded. The Knight of Swords in reverse is double-minded because he's on a mission from the king, but he has his own agenda. So he gonna do his own thing while he on a mission from the king, and he's gonna fuck some shit up because the king only told him to go and do one thing, but he took it upon himself to go and do his own thing too. And now you make the situation worse, and the king's gonna have to make it right. There's been a truth being told. Somebody been consistently holding up the sword of truth, no matter what. There are women who have been doing that. The black doves, the oracles, they still out, and they speak truths that nobody likes to hear. Either they like to hear it or they don't, but it doesn't sound good. They're not the ones telling you this month Leos are going to have diarrhea, and Tauruses are going to fall in love with someone from the past. The devil. The devil is in your current position as your advice and the advice that you're currently taking. Spirituality is currently being used to enslave the masses, actually. But this is a spirituality that emanated between the original man and woman. Currently, they are under the most bondage. The original humans are under the most bondage, the closest to being enslaved. They have been enslaved, and they have history, consistent history with slavery, because their spirituality, which is natural, came from the Creator, was usurped and used against them. They were also enslaved and broken so that they could have no remembrance of their roots, their nature, and their culture. That is the only way. This devil does not get to sit up on his. Now, he don't have a throne. He's resting uncomfortably on this box. The devil can't maintain this position that long. This is a box, unlike the throne of some of the others, seated comfortably. This devil, power don't last long, and anytime somebody more powerful than it comes along, you can knock the devil off. It's just going to get back up because it has a job. It has a purpose. It's there. It's currently being used against the people who gave spirituality to the world. You figure out who that is. And I saw a star fall from heaven, and its name, and it had the keys of the bottomless pit. What is that verse? Anyways, I don't feel like going over that whole. Oh dear, remember that dream I said I had? And Abaddon was released from the bottomless pit after the star fell. Going back to my dream, I saw that star fall from the sky into the water, and then those demon thingies came out and was trying to get me. but I was saved from a flash of light, and then I walked down a road and observed things. The key to the bottomless pit and the Abaddon that is released will do no harm to people like me. I'm not under judgment for anything. Will do harm, though, to other people. What if it's here to help us? We're outnumbered in artillery. What if that Abaddon with the keys to the bottomless pit and hell is only hell for a certain people? Not us. Not me. It might be a hell and a problem for somebody if you're on the hit list of Abaddon. So the other week I did a ritual. And I attempted, because I don't know if I can. I don't know if it worked, but magic is a practice. I attempted, since they lock these beings up that said we are children of Isis before they came along and gave us evil, enslaved us at the same time they enslaved you. I said, well, I wonder what would happen if I free you, if I release you, if I conjure you up inside of the circle and then rest you out of your invocation spot on my lap. And from my lap, I move out of the magic circle. I invoke you and then use my blood so I can bind you to me for a moment, just long enough for me to carry you out of this bind that they've put you on. I did the other week, but I had to be quiet about it for a few days or a week or so until the energy was done. Spirit said if you say it on your channel, they will do spells and rituals to counter it. We want this to go through smooth and without anybody being aware. And then all y'all start dreaming about me. Maybe it worked. Somebody has to have the key to the bottomless pit, and it's open when that star falls out of the sky. Maybe it didn't work, but maybe it did. We'll see. And if it did work, then I'll release the rest of them. And then we'll just wait and see who they mad at. Is one known as Typhon? One who? One of the 72 Goetia that were sealed. A zodiac reading from me? I don't do those. I can't do those. I only know how to give messages to who they are for. I don't know how to look at an entire collective of people with just a similar sun sign. It might be some of their sun signs, might be some of their moons, might be some of their risings. You're going to get different results. You also have to take in the rest of the chart into play. I can say what I just don't do those because I don't see how you can successfully. Who am I talking to directly? How would the person I'm talking to get the message if it can be for anybody? I just don't believe in giving messages and having people say if you resonate with them, then it's for you. Because a lot of people have given messages about Libras getting rich overnight. Your knight in shining armor will be, I don't even believe in a knight in shining armor. So first off, I only know how to give messages to who they're due to. All right. Now, if Spirit ever says, hey, we getting ready to do something real special with them Scorpios, then it is. But I would know to only deliver that to who it's supposed to. All right. Hopes and fears for the spiritual community. There is a new rebirth. This is a birth and a fresh start back to ground zero. The problem is, not all of you will be in this new, when the meek inherit the earth. Some of you who are here won't be there. Outcome. 9 of Swords in reverse. You all will still be around, but you guys will be tortured and tormented by the people like me who, as we continue to speak more boldly, you guys will be tormented by us because you will feel like the shoe fits, and you guys will feel like a hit dog hollers. So some of you will try to switch it up, but the overall thing is that some of you are going to start finding yourself feeling hit as more spiritualists that are soldiers in this war come out and reclaim our position and say, we're not playing around. We mean business now. The spirits mean business, and they sent us, Mama sent us out here to tell you you in trouble. That's what we doing. Mama told us to tell you y'all in trouble, and she said come see her in the back. Some of you guys will drop out like flies. Some of you guys will hear this type of message from one place or another. You will check with your spirits and find yourselves a little hit. Some of you all will maybe even see this. I have a few spiritual people who follow this, and I don't know who you guys are specifically, but if the shoe fits, it's a good time. It's a good opportunity. You don't have to continue to dig yourself in a hole. This is the 9 of Swords, not the 10. But it's still not too late for you to choose to change. The problem is, for you guys to choose to change means finding another job. Because for some of you, if you all decide to not be one of the hit dogs that holler, you'll find that you can't go anywhere else in this community because you don't really have any real gift. And the real gifts are coming out of the places that they've been hidden in. You guys will feel a little weird trying to compete. So whether you drop out, you'll be weeded out, and you will still have an audience, because there will be some people that do not want the truth. They want your truth because it sounds better and more inclusive. But you'll have guilt every time you try to service them. Yes, this is their careers. A lot of y'all can't walk away from TikTok and Facebook because y'all bread and butter is here. But imagine that. You can stay online influencing all you want, but you notice ain't no water in this cup, just swords. No real spiritual movement behind your words, just thoughts and assumptions and what you think you know. You guys want it to be on top, but the cream is rising to the crop and they'll knock y'all ass down. Because the spirit ain't in you. You position yourself as a spiritualist when it ain't in you, or you ain't using it. There'll be a little battle between the real and the fake, but good luck to you guys, because if the spirits ain't behind you, but they're behind the other side, this is war. There has been a war. There's war on all sides. Just like we see chaos in the earth, there's chaos in the spiritual realm too. And it's coming stronger to the spiritual community. You guys might not be able to see it outright because these people will still be on their platforms, but you won't notice their inner turmoil. You won't even notice if they start to lose people. You might notice, though, if they get picked up but seem like their energy is off, meaning they get a glow up, but they seem like their energy is off. Because as this spiritual battle continues to take place and get deeper and deeper, the powers that be will pluck those of you who ain't got no real juice and platform you even bigger. Truth is a double-edged sword. So as much as people think they want it, when they get it, it hurts. And so they will platform you because the people will hear the truth and feel like it stings. Yours will sound a little more palpable. That is part of the spiritual battle. Good luck to whatever side you're on. Not saying that they're going to go away, but judgment is upon you. I didn't clarify that card because I don't want to predict what that looks like for you. I want to creep up on you like a thief in the night because that's the kind of bitch I am. Yeah. I don't talk. You just get popped. So I won't even tell what is spirits. They didn't tell me I couldn't tell you, but I choose not to. Because surprise. You guys will know, though, when you see your face falling off and you're wondering where all their juice is. They'll keep one popping, though, because I do think she had a gift, but I also believe that she has a boyfriend or had a boyfriend who's also involved in the industry, in the law part of the industry, and knew some things, especially about who might be going down because they were in law. So, whatever. Those who have ears to hear will hear, and those who don't will not. All right. I do not have it in me to do the invocation of Inanna, so members, please forgive me. But I'll be there tomorrow. This was heavy. I went through a whole thing of chocolate-covered strawberries in front of y'all. I'm barely hanging on. So I got to go. But love y'all. I don't mean no harm with this, but if you feel a way, take it up with your God. And respect to the law. Good night.